up and made a decent kick, Coach.
Well, what Coach was doing was setting up the return right there, Coach. And they just was holding up. They thought he had kicked it, but he bobbled it twice.
They did the same thing in that championship game, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a different team. And a different coaching staff. The mother was gone.
Gone far away.
So Jackson State will start in really good field position. JSU with the ball at his own 45-yard line. Jason Brown, the quarterback for the Tigers of Jackson State. They have 4 receivers in the game, 2 either side of Brown. Brown takes the snap, throws a swing pass out to the left side. The catch is made. A nice pickup on the play for about 4 yards to J.D. Martin.
Nice little easy swing pass, kind of get his rhythm going, get his confidence up right here, Coach.
2nd down and 6 to go for Jackson State. They'll hand it off again. Oh, fumble. The ball is loose on the field. And did Jackson State recover? I think JSU did recover.
Yes, I think so too, Rob.
J.D. Martin, Coach, he should have kept that thing inside. He tried to bounce it outside, but it was 2 players that were unblocked over there. And those 2 guys just sandwiched him. One of them put that helmet on the ball, and he gave it up.
Duke Miller, the wide receiver for Jackson State, he fell on the football to keep it alive for Jackson State. So it is now 3rd down and 6 to go for JSU from its own 49. We have flags down, and we'll have the Richard Schwartz, you make the call. This could be on the Tigers.
If they killed it dead, it's probably a false start. But it looked like South Carolina State jumped off sides.
Offside. Defense, number 82, with contact. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why they killed it dead. It was with contact.
3rd down. Jackson State, 3rd down and 1 to go now. Jason Brown, your quarterback. JSU at his own 46-yard line. No score here in the first quarter. They hand it off to Martin, and he breaks it free. He's inside the 20. Martin at the 10, 5, touchdown, Jackson State.
Rob,
just the inside zone right there, Coach.
That's Irv Mulligan.
Mulligan, Coach.
Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I think I was going to tell you, I think that was Irv Mulligan. Yeah. And I thought it was J.D. Martin myself because the numbers are so bunched up with the uniform. But he came out of that on that edge, and he was gone. That's a great pickup for the Tigers during the offseason.
Wow, yeah. Irv Mulligan, Coach, with that touchdown for Jackson State. And that touchdown is brought to you by Zaxby's.
Great run, Coach. It was just zone right. The man that popped that play was your tight end, if you watch the replay, and that right tackle right there.
Mulligan, the freshman out of Beaufort, South Carolina. And it looks like a South Carolina State player may have jumped on this point after attempt.
Ball start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty. Retry.
That was a 54-yard touchdown run by Irv Mulligan.
Yeah, big time, Coach.
Boy. You know, one of Jackson State's top running backs left last year. Don't seem like we miss him at all right now, Coach.
No, we don't, Coach, because when you look at this young man run, he looks exactly like that kid.
The point after is up, and it is good. 12:31 to go in the first quarter of the Cricket MEAC-SWAC Challenge, and Jackson State strikes first as the Tigers lead it 7-0. Back after this on the Tigers Sports Network. 12:31 to go in the first quarter. Jackson State with a 7-0 lead off that Irv Mulligan 54-yard touchdown run. Jackson State went 4 plays, and they ran off about 4 minutes on the clock, and the Tigers take a 7-0 lead on that 54-yard touchdown run by Irv Mulligan. That recap on that drive summary brought to you by Entergy. And, Coach, right now, Jackson State looking really, really good, Coach.
Yes, they are, Coach. And I tell you what, that was a big time run, Coach. That young man looked real strong running down that sideline, Coach.
He certainly did. Let's check in now with Jamie Horton.
Rob, when I tell you the guys that this sideline is so excited right now, these guys are really hyped. I think they really want to prove a point, and that's what they were talking about in the locker room doing pregame. But a lot of people don't expect them to win because of the old coaching staff that was here. So they have a lot to prove, and I think on that first drive right there on offense and defense, they kind of proved it, that they're here.
Asher Miskelly's Furniture sideline report with Jamie Horton as Jackson State takes a 7-0 lead, 12:31 to go here in the first quarter. Again, back deep for South Carolina State, Ricard Bailey and Jordan Smith awaiting this kick from Baeza. He approaches the ball, puts it in the air. It's a short kick fielded by Jordan at the 5, up to the 10, 15, 20. Angles, he is buried into the turf at the 30-yard line. Nice return, though, but he was smashed as he returned it to the 30-yard line there, Coach.
Yeah, Solomon Rogers, Coach, good fundamental tackle. Just came up and hit him and wrapped him up.
South Carolina State's second series of this ball game. Corey Fields remains in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Jackson State trying to end a 3-game losing streak to this team and give the SWAC a win in this MEAC-SWAC football challenge. They called Jackson State soft, and that fired JSU up all week long. Fields back in the shotgun from his own 30 here on first down and 10. Fields fakes the handoff, throws the screen pass, nothing at all. He may have lost a yard or two, Coach.
Yeah, he did, Coach. He came in trying to throw that inside receiver screen.
He lost 1 yard on the tackle for Jackson State is Kedron Callaghan, the junior from New Iberia, Louisiana.
Yeah, the quick receiver screen, Coach. Absolutely zero out of it.
Fields back in the shotgun. Here on second down and 11. Fields takes a snap, short drop, throws down the right sideline, and it is batted down. Nice play by the Tigers, knocking it down for Jackson State. That is Jaheim Hazel, the graduate from Beaufort, South Carolina.
Yeah, and it was almost an interception, Coach. The defensive back was in really great position.
Third down and long for the Bulldogs. Jawam Howell, the freshman running back, in the backfield with Corey Fields. He doesn't know which side to be on, so he stands to Fields' left shoulder. Third and 11 for the Bulldogs. Fields takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. He's in trouble. He throws, and it is incomplete. Boy, he had pressure all in his face from Devontae Davis, and that's going to bring up fourth down. I don't think South Carolina State has gained over 10 yards, Coach.
They haven't. What they were trying to do was set up a middle screen, Coach, and they couldn't get it set up.
Wow, Jamie, great job by the defense on back-to-back series.
Yeah, got a lot to prove, guys. I'm telling you, this defense could be possibly just as good as last year's defense.
That's what we've been hearing all summer. So Maxion Cobb will punt it away. He tried to be tricky last time he punted it, and it blew up in his face. So that's a short punt to the 40-yard line, and Jackson State will have good field position for the second time in this game, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, and that particular time, the special teams unit did go ahead and rush, just in case it happened again.
Yes, sir. Again, there's a new technology. It's called Forever. Actually, it's called the Zono Chamber by Zono Technologies. Disinfects, deodorizes, and sanitizes all forms of equipment. It's a big unit. You put your shoulder pads helmet. You don't have to watch anything, and it just disinfects it, Coach.
Well, I know my boss and my athletic director, and maybe a buddy of mine are listening. Maybe I can get them to get that for us, Coach.
Well, I hope so, Coach. Well,
we're going to continue to read that so they can understand it.
Jason Brown remains in quarterback. Brown takes a snap from the shotgun, has time. Brown fires deep down the field, and it is knocked down. I tell you what, it should have been pass interference because the defensive back grabbed the jersey of Fabian McCray at about the 20-yard line. But they won't call that, will they?
No, they're not going to call that, Coach.
Why he just grabbed the jersey? That's pass interference, ain't it?
Well, I tell you what, Coach, that young man showed the arm strength.
He sure did.
He's not lacking arm strength at all.
What about he grabbed the jersey, Coach?
They should have called that one, Coach.
All right, second down and 10 for Jackson State. A man in motion. DJ Stevens in motion. Screen pass to the right side. The catch is made by Miller. Miller near midfield. We're situated in the end zone, so really can't tell how far he got. He got about 5 yards on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Jackson State just ran a fake zone to the left. Bubble screen to the right.
3rd down and 4 for Jackson State. That was a pickup of 6 yards by Jason Brown. Brown wearing number 4 for the JSU Tigers. A brace on his right knee. Brown in the shotgun, takes the snap. Looking, throws down the sideline, and it is incomplete. Looking to get that to Irv, and Jackson State would have to punt it away.
Yeah, trying to hit that running back up the sideline on a wheel route. There's just too much air on that ball that time. That's that throw you got to get up and down because that safety's hanging back there.
Jamie, Jackson State will have to turn it over.
Yeah, potential drive that didn't happen. Great job by the South Carolina State defense also.
All right. So JSU will punt it away. Back to punt for Jackson State is Matt Knoll. Knoll sends a high kick. Fair catch made at the 11-yard line. That change of possession brought to you by Penn Street Investments, where they pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful relationships are the foundation of their practice. Give them a call at 769-300-4949 or log on to Bev at PennStreetInvestments.com. We'll take a break. The Tigers lead the Bulldogs 7-0. We're back in a moment.
Jackson MS.
Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundle. You can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
JSU welcomes Porter's Insurance.
10:36 to go here in the first quarter. Jackson State leading South Carolina State 7-0 in the Cricket MEAC-SWAC Challenge, and we see the arrival of Sean P. Diddy Combs. He's on the sidelines of Jackson State. He is presenting JSU with $1 million check there, Coach, and I think that might be a little bit more than what you donated.
Let me straighten it out. It's a lot more. A lot more.
Wow. So let's check in with Jamie, who's down on the sideline. Jamie.
Well, Rob, you kind of spoiled my surprise. John P. Diddy Combs is down here. He's going to give a presentation to Dr. Anthony and Jackson State University for $1 million, as you said before. It's a great way. He's supposed to also be going to talk to some of the players. He's supposed to came pregame, but something happened where he didn't make it. So it's a great time for Jackson State to get this check from Sean P. Diddy Combs. He's really upholding his promise that he did at the BET Awards.
First down for South Carolina State. From their own 12-yard line, they'll hand it off. Nice run on the play by the Bulldogs. That's Jawam Howell. He gets about maybe 7 yards on that carry. Bringing up second and short.
Well, I tell you what, Jackson State is in that 4-2 defense, and they had him in the backfield, Coach. They are getting after South Carolina State.
2nd and 4 for the Bulldogs after that 6-yard gain. South Carolina State at its own 18-yard line. They'll hand it off again, and not much there as Tyler Smith found it rough going against that Jackson State defense.
Yeah, I tell you what, they're just trying to, and I guess old school buddy Pugh said, hey, we're just going to lean on the ball, just try to run the football a little bit, lean on Jackson State, but it's going to be very tough. You know, I would love to just call a number out right there who made that play, because it was the whole defensive line get into the football.
True Thompson among those leading the way, the senior out of Grayson, Georgia, transferred from Florida State. And we have a timeout.
Timeout. Jackson State.
By Coach
Their
Taylor.
first charge, timeout of the half.
Well, Coach Taylor, he's in somebody's ear right now. He's upset, Coach.
Yeah, he is, Coach. You know, you hate to burn a timeout to get personnel right. I mean, guys who have to pay attention on the sideline when the coaches are trying to get you in the game. You know, that's a big issue that you have in football.
Absolutely. That'll give us an opportunity to let you know about the Zono Chamber by Zono Technology. They disinfects, deodorizes, and sanitizes all forms of equipment. Getting your gear in shape and ready for a successful upcoming season is very important. So preparing your physical equipment during off-season is just as important as preparing your physical body. So they stay both in the zone with Zono Training Technology. And again, it is a unique technology where you put your helmets and your shoulder pads on a rack and it cleans itself. So it is a very important unit, and the NFL teams are starting to use it, and I think NASCAR will start to use it.
Yeah, and Southern University Laboratory Fighting Kittens are going to get it, Coach.
The kids are going to use it?
I just got a text from my AD and my head man in charge. They're going to buy it.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Good deal.
I see our president, Dr. Anthony, is now down on the field with Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Yeah. All right, you a fan of P. Diddy Combs?
I like what he's accomplished in the industry, Coach, and how he's helped other people, move up in the ranks, Coach.
Yeah. Well, he's donating $1 million to Jackson State. You better be a fan of it.
I'm a fan of anybody who's donating to Jackson State $1 million.
Yes, sir. All right, let's check back in with Jamie Horton down on the field with our Wendy's sideline report.
Well, Rob, I just want to know that new innovation that cleans the pads and the helmets. Does that include protection from somebody breaking cameras? Can we put a camera up in there?
I don't think it. Protects broken cameras.
Yeah, you need to put a bubble around that camera.
Yeah, you need to put a bubble around that camera.
Yeah, anytime Ed Bishop has a camera, you better watch out.
Well, Jamie, your overall thoughts on Jackson State with about 9:40 to go in the first quarter?
Well, so far to me, so good, especially on the defensive side of the ball. I've been hearing things all summer, too, that these guys could be better possibly than the last year's unit. So right now, I'm impressed. I think the offense is going to take time for them to get a groove and to get familiar with each other. Chemistry is everything, and coach will tell you that. But at the end of the day, defense win championship, offense sell tickets. So as long as you got a defense and a good special teams, I think you're always in a ball game.
Again, Jackson State trying to end a 3-game losing streak to these Bulldogs, JSU and South Carolina State. This is the 6th meeting between these two teams. JSU won the first 2 meetings in blowout fashion, and South Carolina State has won the last 3, including that win in the championship game in 2021. So it is now 3rd down and 6 to go for the Bulldogs. They are operating from right to left, as you visualize on your listening device. Corey Fields, the quarterback, in the shotgun. He's got Jawam Howell standing to his left shoulder. 3 receivers in the game, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Bulldogs trailing JSU 7-0. Fields takes a snap, rolls to his left. Looking, throws. It's a low throw, and it is incomplete.
I tell you what, Coach, they're bringing that pressure on 3rd down. Jackson State is on 3rd and medium, 3rd and short. I expect them right here, Coach. They may go after this punt.
You think so, Coach?
They may go after it, Coach. And Jamie said something a second ago. Offensively, you can't, this is where you stall a little bit. You got to keep this thing going. I'm expecting them to come back out a little bit more high octane.
All right. It's a low, terrible kick. And it will roll dead at JSU's 40-yard line. Jackson State's average field possession has been the 40-yard line, Coach.
It has, Coach. And that's why and normally you don't get that kind of field position offensively. So it's important when you get that type of field position, like I told my guys the other night, you have to do something with that.
change of possession brought to you by Penn Street Investments. Give them a call at 769-300-4949 or log on to BEV, that's B-E-V, at PennStreetInvestments.com. Jason Brown remains in at quarterback for Jackson State Tigers from their own 40-yard line. On first down and 10, Brown in the shotgun. Another screen pass. The catch is made as he takes it across the 40. Wow, what a run after the catch as he just knocked over a defender. That was
J.D. Martin.
J.D.
Martin back in the game, trying to redeem himself, Coach. And great balance. That kid has great balance.
So it looks like J.D. had the first down, but they're going to say he is 1 yard shy of the first down for Jackson State. JSU will run it and pick up the first down, and that first down is brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Just went zone left. Just went zone to the left side, Coach. And they gave him that first down. You're looking at a second down now, Coach.
Wow, they did not give him the first down. So it is third down and 2 to go. And Jackson State will run it, and now they pick up the first down. That's Irv. Wow, still on his feet. Yeah. Who is this guy?
That's Mulligan, Coach. They're just rotating those backs out of there. That's the young running back.
Wow. Mulligan has been amazing as JSU is nearing the Zono Chamber red zone. Another run by the Tigers as they take it across the 20 or inside the 20 to the 19, and the Tigers are now inside that Zono Chamber red zone. First down brought to you by Pizza Hut. Here's JSU again with another run. This is some hard running. This Mulligan, I'm liking him, Coach.
He's leaning on him, Coach. They're leaning on him. They're playing fast. They're not allowing South Carolina State to get set. We talked about conditioning. Which team is in the best shape, Coach?
Jackson State inside that Zono Chamber red zone. Tigers at the South Carolina State 13-yard line. Savion Wilkerson, Here's Brown. Hands it off again. Up the middle he goes. And
J.D. Martin on that inside zone. Great, tough run.
J.D. spins in the hole. It's going to bring up third down and 2 for Jackson State. This is the 5th play of this drive. JSU again with a quick snap. Did not get the first down. In fact, they lose a few yards. It's going to be third down?
It's third down and about 4, Coach.
Okay, they had third down up on the board, so it is third down.
It's third down, 3rd and 4.
6th play of this drive. Jackson State at the South Carolina State 7-yard line. Third down. The Tigers can pick up the first down at the 1. Here's Brown. Brown in trouble. Slips out of a tackle. Brown is finally knocked down for a sack at the 11-yard line. Good defense by South Carolina State, and that will bring on the Jackson State kicking unit.
Yeah, they brought that pressure that time, Coach, and it was picked up at first, but they just slipped out of that. Quarterback just couldn't keep his balance.
All right, this will be a 30-yard attempt, well within the range of Baeza of Jackson State.
False start by 74, Coach.
That's going to push him back a little bit.
Yeah.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That's Towns Blue.
Gerardo Baeza will now attempt a 35-yard field goal. Right down the middle. There's a snap, ball placed down, the kick is up. Oh, and it hits the upright and no good. Wow, it hit the right upright and it is no good. It was long enough, Coach, but it just hit the upright. They call it a doink. Doink. All right, Jamie, that ended a really good drive for the Tigers.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed in that drive, guys. I thought that we was going to come away with some points, but on that sack by Brown, he was looking for DJ Stevens on a post route, but unfortunately he didn't have enough time to throw the ball. So great job by the South Carolina State defensive line.
And South Carolina State will start from its own 20. Fields remains in at quarterback for South Carolina State. They will run the football on first down.
Yeah, I think they're just going to try to lean on Jackson State a little bit here, Coach, and then pop up with a play-action pass or something. Both teams are really trying to establish that run game.
That was a 5-yard pickup on the play for South Carolina State. They have the ball at their own 25-yard line. They'll hand it off again, and good defense by the Tigers. He's close to the first down. Gain of 4 yards. Going to be 3rd down and 1 now for the Bulldogs.
Guthrie came up and made that tackle from the safety position.
We have an injured player on the field for Jackson State, and that'll give us an opportunity to let you know that this injury report is brought to you by McCullum Physical Therapy, located 5225 Highway 18 West in Jackson. Did you know that most sports injuries can be prevented by simply wearing the right gear, strengthening your muscles, increasing your flexibility, using proper techniques, taking breaks, and not playing through pain? Give McCullum Physical Therapy a call at 601-487-8456 and let their team of therapists get you back in the game. Well, but good to see the injured player ran off for Jackson State on his own power.
Big time, Big Martin there, Coach. I'll tell you what happened. That doggone guard blocked back on him and hit him below the waist there.
That was Cornus Miller, the injured player. 3rd down and 1 for South Carolina State. They'll run it, and they will pick up the first down as they take it up to the 35-yard line. 4:11 to go. Clock moving here in the first quarter of the Cricket MEAC-SWAC Challenge. Making the tackle for Jackson State is Alan Walker, the first player in Jackson State history to wear number 0. South Carolina State at its own 35-yard line. Fields hands it off again. Not much there. Pickup of maybe 3 yards. Again, Walker on the tackle for Jackson State, along with Julius Reynolds, the sophomore from Modesto, California.
Those guys are playing good football inside, with those linebackers flying to the football and that defensive end flying to it. Mr. Reynolds there.
2nd down and 6 to go for the Bulldogs as they near midfield. They have not crossed midfield in this game. Clock moving. We are approaching 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Fields takes a snap, throws a screen pass to the receiver, and he is hit immediately for no gain.
Defensive back did a good job of flushing that thing back inside, Coach. He ran into a big old offensive lineman. But the great thing, the defense really pursued to the football. 3rd down again.
6th play of the drive for the Bulldogs. They started back at their own 20-yard line. It is 3rd down and 5. They have it at their 40. Fields in the shotgun. Hands it off. Oh, nice gain on the play near midfield. He may have picked up the first down on that carry, and he did, Coach.
He did, Coach. Jenkins there on the tackle, the linebacker. I tell you what, that was a bad snap, and the running back just happened to run into the ball.
A sea of Jackson State fans here, outnumbering South Carolina State fans almost 3-1. It is 1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 48-yard line. They'll hand it off again, and they finally get into Jackson State's territory, but we have a flag on the play, and we'll have a look at the Richard Swartz. You make the call.
And again, that linebacker Jenkins on that tackle again.
This could be on South Carolina State.
Legal block below waist, number 49 on the offense.
That's Khalil Ellis, the tight end out of Rock Hill, South Carolina. You ever been to Rock Hill, South Carolina, Coach?
No, I have not, Coach. But that illegal block was the same block that they did on Tyus Martin, number 98, who was hurt on that last play.
So they're going to push South Carolina State back into its own portion of the field. Nice night here in Atlanta. Rob J., Darrell Asbury, Jamie Horton, Sam Brown, Ed Bishop, Tracy James, and Andrew Quinn bringing you the play-by-play story here from Center Park Stadium near the airport. Ball all the way back to the 33. South Carolina State running with the football. They get absolutely nothing. Making the tackle is big Jeremiah Williams out of Holmes County Central.
You know, I've been hearing a lot about that kid. Coach Marcus Rogers was telling me about it, and he's every bit of what he was saying.
He is a big old boy, Coach. He is 6'3", 285 pounds of mane.
Mm-hmm. That's what we do in Holmes County. We eat a lot.
Well, Asbury must be from Holmes County. He must be the mayor.
They kicked me out of Holmes County.
His fields, throws across the body. It's almost intercepted, and it is incomplete. If they eat a lot in Holmes County, Darrell Asbury is the mayor. And the city council.
And the board of supervisors.
All in one.
All in one.
Hard to pass down a good set of groceries, Coach. That was a great defensive play right there, Coach. They tried to move the pocket. And if in South Carolina State, if the running back is close to the quarterback, you know he's going to run the ball. If he's spaced out, he's going to throw the football. Just little tendencies like that, and I'm sure that coaching staff has really picked up on that.
Under a minute to go. 3rd down and 26 for South Carolina State from its own 32. Quarterback throws. It is incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down. Back defending for JSU, Anthony Petty, the sophomore from Wiggins, Mississippi.
That was a big 3rd down play, Coach.
Well, this Jackson State defense, I was told that they were maybe better than last year, Coach, and they really looked the part.
Well, they're holding, Coach. They're holding the line. South Carolina State has not been in the plus 40 or the plus 50 the whole game.
You're going to have to punt it away. Back deep for JSU is Tim Stewart. Again, 7. McGee nursing an injury coming into this game. Stewart will let it bounce, and it will take a Jackson State bounce at about the, I really can't tell, like the 28?
28, somewhere along in there, Coach. Let's see. The clock says 32.
Clock says 32. They put that up there that quick? All right.
Really.
That change of possession, again, brought to you by Penn Street Investments. You can give them a call at 769-300-4949 or log on to Bev at PennStreetInvestment.com. All right, 1st down for Jackson State from its own 30-yard line. This is the worst field position of the night for Jackson State from its own 30. The Tigers will hand it off. And a gain of maybe 2 yards on that carry.
Yeah,
if that.
Just trying to run Mulligan on that zone read to the left side.
26 seconds to go before the end of the first quarter. Brown rolls to his right, throws.
Fumble, Coach.
The catch was made by Duke Miller, fumbled, and South Carolina State recovers.
Now the question becomes, do you have possession? But
and I think they're going to look at it, Coach.
Yeah, they may, Coach. And he may have had possession, but it did. Here's the replay.
Oh, yeah, he had possession.
He had possession.
Oh, he about to run with it.
Yeah.
He about to run with the football.
Yep.
He was running with the football, Coach.
Well, that's the thing that always concern your defense. Just had a big stop. Then offensive, you come out and turn the ball over. Now defense is right back on the field again.
Yeah, 15 seconds to go in the first quarter. South Carolina State in this best field position of the game. Fields remains in at quarterback. They're at the Jackson State 43-yard line. JSU leading 7-0 here in the first quarter. Tigers scored on their first possession of the ball game, a 54-yard run by Irv. Oh, that may be a horse collar tackle by Jackson State.
Yeah, an unintentional horse collar, should we say.
Yeah, that pass was incomplete, but Phillip Webb is going to be called for a horse collar tackle as we take a look at the Richard Schwartz. You make the call. And the officials are discussing something, Coach.
We did not have a foul on the play for horse collar. The quarterback was inside the pocket when the horse collar started. We do not have a foul. Second down.
Wow, I thought the horse collar was just anytime.
Yeah.
Oh, this must be a new rule. Okay, so there was a horse collar tackle. He grabbed him from the back, and they said because he was outside the box, you can. Okay,
we'll take it.
We'll take it, Coach. I don't get that.
We will definitely
take it, Coach. Second down and 10 for South Carolina State. They'll run it. Nice run by the Bulldogs.
Wow, I tell you what, they had a great angle on that huge.
That is the end of the first quarter.
Jalen Hughes had a great angle on him, Coach, and he just bounced it outside. That running back has deceptive speed.
That was Howell, and he picked up 8 yards on that play, and that ends the first quarter of play. It's Jackson State 7, South Carolina State 0. We're back after this on the Tiger Sports Network. Sean P. Diddy Combs on the field right now with a check presentation to Jackson State University. We'll see if we can listen in. It might worse than an hour.
Honor and responsibility to present Thee I Love. With a $1 million donation. Hey, I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. And I will continue to support my community. I love this beautiful love. HBCU love. Jackson State.
And listen, we have a small token about to you, and give this to you to let you know how much we appreciate what you're doing for Jackson State University. Thank you so much.
Jackson State President Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony presenting P. Diddy with a beautiful trophy.
Dr. Anthony, I just want to tell you how great of a job you're doing. You're playing to win, and I love that I'm going to be here to support you and your university. Thank you very much. Give it up for Dr. Anthony.
Yeah! Wow. That was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Coach, $1 million donation from a young man who didn't attend Jackson State.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sends a lot of volumes out.
Yeah.
Sends it out, Coach.
That's great, man. That is great.
Almost as much money as Asbury has donated.
Well, I tell you what, between me, you, Rob, Sam, and the crew, we can't come up close to that.
Sure can't.
I got 5 on it.
Great play.
I got 5 on it.
I tell you what.
Wow, what a tackle by Jackson State.
Yeah, that was Peppers. Isaac Peppers.
And that were jalapeno peppers. And that will bring up 4th down. Jackson State's defense has been lights out in this game, Coach.
Yeah, they have, Coach.
Wow.
I mean, Coach, that defense has been solid. The only time they crossed the goal line, Coach, was on that turnover. Crossed the 50, I'm sorry.
50, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. They'll punt it away. That ball will go out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. And that's where Jackson State will start this second quarter. Again, that change of possession brought to you by Penn Street Investments. You can give them a call at 769-300-4949. Welcome back to the AARP Mississippi broadcast booth. Rob J. Darrell Asbury, Sam Brown, Jamie Horton, Andrew Quinn, Ed Bishop, and Tracy James bringing you the play-by-play story. Jason Brown remains in at quarterback for Jackson State. Here on first down and 10, Tigers deep in its own territory. Ball at its own 8-yard line. Jason Brown in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to J.D. Martin, trying to take it up the middle, and Martin takes it across the 10-yard line to about the 11.
I tell you what, they instead of zone that time, they came with a power, pulled that backside guard.
4-yard gain on that play. Second down and 6 to go. Brown throws along the left side. The catch is made. I think that's Rico Powers making the catch.
It was, Coach, and they just ran a little hitch route, trying to get the ball in space to their playmakers.
That first down brought to you by Cadillac of Jackson as Jackson State moving the football here in the second quarter. Tigers lead it 7-0. They scored on their opening possession and has been stopped ever since. Jackson State from its own 22. Brown hands it off. J.D. Martin off that left side, and he takes it across. He gets it close to the 25. Pickup of 2 yards on that play.
Just ran a little quick motion, Coach, and ran zone left.
Second down. Brown throws to his right. Throws. The catch is made for a first down across the 35 to about the 36-yard line. That first down brought to you by Pizza Hut.
Yeah, that looked like J.D. Martin on the catch, bro. I'm sorry, that's number 9, Coach. Those numbers are jumbled up on Mackel.
That was McCray out of Chicago, Illinois. Choking up here. Here's Brown again. They'll hand it off to J.D. J.D.'s a physical back.
He is, Coach.
He runs out of bounds after a short gain, making a tackle and making a lot of yang is Jalen Evans, the defensive back out of South Carolina, Hartsville, South Carolina. Sixth play of this drive for Jackson State that started back at his own 8-yard line. Here's J.D. again, taking it off the right side. He has the first down, and he's still running with the football as he takes it into South Carolina State territory.
That was a big run for a big key first down. They're bringing Mulligan back in, rotating those backs, keeping them fresh.
First down brought to you by Cadillac of Jackson. JSU moving the football, getting closer and closer to that Zono Chamber red zone. Tigers 7, Bulldogs 0. Nice crowd of Jackson State fans filling up its side. South Carolina State is still empty seats over there.
Yeah, it is, Coach. They have a great crowd, though, Coach. I mean, it is.
Jackson State first and 10 from the South Carolina State 42-yard line. Here's Brown. Hands it off. And, not much there for Irv Mulligan.
Yeah, Coach.
He's a physical runner, though.
He is. I thought he had a little something. He just stumbled. He ran that counter.
Picked up 2 yards on that carry for the Tigers. Here's Brown taking his handoff. Throws along the left side. Man open. The catch is made. Is that DJ?
DJ Stevens on the
first
quick
catch
out
of the ball game.
He just ran a quick out right there, Coach, and he really didn't know where he was on the field after the catch. He tried to turn it up, but he ran out of bounds.
Third down and 3 now for Jackson State. Inside 11 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Tigers 7, the Bulldogs 0. Jackson State at the South Carolina State 35-yard line. Man in motion from right to left. Brown rolls to his left, throws, the catch is made. He's inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Jackson State.
Good job, play action to the right, tight end. He kept coming, faked the zone read to the right, tight end kept coming and went up the sideline. for a touchdown. Quick dump pass for a touchdown.
That's Jency Riley, Coach. Jency Riley, his first touchdown of the season. He's a journalism major, and Jency gets his first touchdown of the season for Jackson State. That touchdown brought to you by Zaxby's. What a play, Jamie.
What a play, Wayne. What a drive by the Jackson State Tigers to put some 4 points on the board. Great calls by the offensive coordinator, Maurice Hayes.
Jackson State with a 13-0 lead pending the outcome of the point after, which is up, and it is right down the middle. We got some kickers, Coach. We're going to take a break.
We're going to take a break from that. We'll be back. I need one more, Coach, and I'll jump on your bandwagon.
Welcome back to the AARP Mississippi broadcast booth. Rob J., Darrell Asbury, Sam Brown bringing the play-by-play story. Jackson State extends the lead to 14-0 off the 9-play, 92-yard drive. That drive started back at Jackson State's 8-yard line inside 11 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Tigers 7, the Bulldogs 0. Jackson State at the South Carolina State 35-yard line. Man in motion from right to left. Brown rolls to his left, throws, the catch is made. He's inside the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Jackson State. That recap brought to you by Entergy. Jency Riley on the reception for the touchdown, Coach, and Jackson State extends to a 14-0 lead. Jason Brown, how's he looking to you so far?
Just got to have to continue to be consistent. I think he's managing the game well. Just need a little bit more consistency out of him. But what Coach has done, he's running the ball a whole lot more, trying to slow the game down for him so he can get in a rhythm. And the passes that he does throw, you got to be able to complete them. So I think we're doing a good job right now.
All right, let's check in now with Jamie Horton and our Miskelly's Furniture Sideline Report.
Yeah, guys, and that was the key during the break. Coach T.C. Taylor was telling the defense he do not want South Carolina to score a point. He's very adamant about this defense establishing itself as one of the strongest units in the SWAC and HBCU football. So we'll see how it play out.
You think the other schools around the SWAC are a little bit nervous looking at this, Coach?
Well, they're paying attention.
You're paying attention?
Especially on the bluff.
Well, that's because you sit around there and you talk all day long.
Especially on the bluff.
You talks all
day long. They picnicking, watching it as we speak.
And that kick will be a touchback, and South Carolina State will start at its own 35. You think they're paying attention? I was really thinking about the next one, Coach.
Yeah, and the next one is he's paying attention as well, Coach. He's trying to figure out, okay, what to expect. Nobody knew what to expect.
Coach, what I like the way when the kicker for Jackson State ran off the field and Coach TC grabbed him, stopped him, hugged him, and congratulated him on, kicking that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, Coach, those things are important. Now their team has to drive the football field.
TC Taylor, new head coach at Jackson State. Again, he served as offensive coordinator for a couple of games. JSU was very successful in the win, and we didn't hear any more from him after that.
Yeah, and JSU lost. My point is they were winning.
They were winning when he was calling the play, yeah. And when he did, JSU lost.
Yeah, I mean, Coach, I did this thing for 26 years. I just called it like I see it.
Yeah, you did, Coach. Coach, he was. I said they started at 25. 35 to start at 25.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, TC was very successful as offensive coordinator for the 2 games he was in. JSU won those games by big margins
and pulled him in the championship.
Yeah, when he was pulled away from that duty, Jackson State lost
in the championship game on the biggest stage of them all.
Yeah, when he was pulled away from that duty, Jackson State lost.
Yeah.
All right, so we had an injured player from South Carolina State limping off the field. Hopefully he's okay. That's Lee Davis, offensive lineman out of Hopkins, South Carolina. We have a timeout on the field. We'll take another timeout. Tigers of Jackson State 14, South Kakalaki State 0.
RG/You Earned It, paid for by AARP.
This matters.
We power life. Entergy.
I was just devastated.
Welcome back to the AARP Mississippi broadcast booth. Jackson State leading South Carolina State 14-0 with 10:02 to go before the half here in Atlanta. It is 2nd down and 7 now for the Bulldogs. They haven't gotten anything going here in this ball game. Fields remains in at quarterback for SC State. Fields back in the shotgun. Takes the handoff, and he will hand it off. South Carolina State keeping it on the ground. Not much there at all against this JSU defense.
Cornelius Miller Jr. on that tackle, Coach. He's a big old guy, Coach.
Yeah, he's a big old boy, Coach. He's wearing number 88. That's a tight end number.
Yeah, it's tight end number.
Cornelius Miller Jr., 280 pounds, senior out of Birmingham, Alabama. He transferred from Auburn University, Coach.
Yeah, he's a good one. He's in the middle.
3rd down and 2 to go for South Carolina State. Fields with the screen pass. The catch is made, and he picks up the first down barely as he runs out of bounds on the near side. On the catch and run was Jawan Howell for the Bulldogs. Petty making the tackle, but not before Howell makes the first down.
Yeah, they're getting that back out in space, Coach. And the thing needs to happen right now is Solomon Rogers just needs to take better angles. He's getting there to the play, but his angles are a little off.
1st down and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 38-yard line. The quarterback will keep it, taking it up the middle. Fields goes, picking up about 3 yards on that run for South Carolina State, making the tackle for Jackson State. Looks like that was Joshua Clark, the linebacker from New Orleans, transferred from Northwestern State. Coach TC said they don't know. They're going to find out.
I can't believe they called him soft, Coach.
Yeah.
You got me on that one.
Yeah, they called him soft, Coach.
Wow.
Buddy Pugh standing there looking with his hat over his eyes. He looking like, man, what I got myself into. It is 2nd down and 5 to go. Bulldogs again keeping it on the ground. Great tackle.
Yeah, great tackle.
He was met right in the hole. That
Isaac Peppers, Coach.
Isaac Peppers.
Yeah. Now that's how you play the linebacker position. He didn't overscrape. He stayed there and he read that thing. Good job.
Yeah, Jamie Peppers. He squeezed him on that.
Yeah, he's a great player, and I agree with Coach. That's how you play the position. He just waited on him, and he did his job.
He transferred from Arkansas Pine Bluff, Coach. What made him transfer from Pine Bluff?
Well, JSU make you do a lot of things, Coach.
3rd down. 3rd and 5. Fields in the shotgun. Fields takes a snap, throws down the left side. The catch is made, and there is a first down for the Bulldogs. Making the reception for South Carolina State is the big tight end, Keyshawn Toney, out of Wilston, South Carolina, the graduate.
Like Guthrie on the tackle. They just ran a little out route with the tight end.
Guthrie pushed him at the end.
Yeah.
A little disappointed that he got that first down. Again, great number of JSU fans here filling up that side.
It's full, Coach.
South Carolina State nearing the midfield. They'll hand it off on 1st down and 10. No gain on that carry.
Big Holmes County, Coach, look like.
Coming up after the ball game, we're going to have the Converge 1 offensive and defensive players of the game. And right now, who's making a strong case for defensive player is big old Jeremiah Williams.
Yeah, Coach. You got Jeremiah Williams and you got Tyus Martin in there. I mean, there's a lot of groceries in there, Coach.
Yes, sir. 6:11 to play. Clock moving. Jackson State leading 14-0. It is 2nd down and 10 for the South Carolina State Bulldogs. Fields the quarterback in the shotgun near midfield, and he is sacked. Oh, my goodness. If somebody hit me like that, I'm calling the police.
Yeah, Coach, that was big. Lee, Coach, that was Big Davis, Devontae Davis on that tackle, Coach.
Wow. Ooh, Peppers.
And Peppers.
Peppers was the one that stopped
that
him.
Was Peppers.
Yeah, that was Peppers, Coach.
Peppers brought the first as they say.
Yeah, he got a taste of some peppers.
Yeah, violent contact.
Well, good night, Jamie.
Jamie, if he hit Rob like that, we going to have to put him on the stretcher.
Yeah, after I call the police with my last breath. Police.
If he hit you like that, don't think I'm going to jump in. I'm going to get us some help.
3rd and 17. Fields going deep down the field, and it is knocked away. Almost intercepted. It was almost picked off, but you had another defender come in there and knock it away.
Exactly. But that's the best thing that happened. It was 3rd down. We knocked the ball down. Great play. Now you're back down here on the plus 40.
So after 8 plays, South Carolina State will have to punt it away.
I want to see Isaiah Spencer return this punt. This kid was such a great player at Madison Central last year, and they say he's electrifying.
Out of Florida, Mississippi, they're going to. Almost blocked. He's doing that running with the punt. He's running with the when he take the snap. He's running to the side.
That rugby.
See, it worked last time they played. He ain't working tonight.
Either he'll pull it down and take it, or he'll punt it.
Yeah, he ain't working tonight.
Not tonight, Coach.
No, he ain't working tonight. All right, 4:55 to go. Before the half, Jackson State 14, South Carolina State 0. We're back after this break on the Tiger Sports Network. $4.55 to go. That change of possession brought to you by Penn Street Investments, where they pursue their investment goals with sound financial strategies. You deserve a personal tailored plan. Lasting, meaningful relationships are the foundation of their practice. You worked hard for your money and should feel confident with your investment choices as you make decisions for your financial future. Give Penn Street Investments a call at 769-300-4949 or log on to BEV, that's B-E-V, at PennStreetInvestments.com. Jason Brown remains in at quarterback here on 1st and 10 for the Tigers in the second quarter. Jackson State back deep in his own end at the 12-yard line. J.D. Martin standing to Brown's right shoulder. Brown in the shotgun, hands it off to Martin, and he is dropped down for a loss. No gain on the play for J.D. Martin.
What they're doing now, and I know Jamie just saw it, they're bringing that in hard off the backside to try to run that play down from the backside, but because they know the quarterback is not going to pull it.
That is correct, Coach.
That was a loss of 4 yards. Jackson State now at his own 8-yard line. JSU.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Coach.
It should be in 4.
That was a loss of 4 yards. Jackson State now at his own 8-yard line.
They should be in 4-minute offense right here.
Jason Brown takes a snap, rolls to his right, throws a man wide open, who makes the catch at the 20-yard line. On the catch for the Tigers is Isaiah Spencer, the freshman from Madison Central.
Yeah, it's a lot of hard licks being thrown out there tonight, Coach.
It is 3rd down and short now for JSU. 3rd and 1 for the Tigers from their own 21-yard line. DJ Stevens in motion from right to left. Brown takes a snap, throws deep down the right side. Looking, and it is incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended receiver.
It should be offsides on. It should be a first down, Coach. If they called the flag, it should be offside.
I don't see a flag.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Results. First down.
Smart play by Jason Brown, Jamie, because he knew that he had a free play and he took it.
Yes, and I saw with the referee, he threw it on my side of the field. That's why he threw that pass. And it almost was a completion. That was a great play by the South Carolina State defender.
That first down brought to you by Pizza Hut as Jackson State's drive continues. With 3:34 to go in the second quarter, the Tigers 14, the Bulldogs 0. Jackson State at his own 26. Jason Brown back to throw, has time, going deep down the field. A man is open. The catch is made down at about the 35-yard line. Making the catch, Rico Powers.
That was a great route, Coach. He moved, he reduced his split. Fake like he was going out and then came back in across his face. from the slot position.
They put it at the 27-yard line. Jackson State going with the hurry-up offense. Screen pass out to Duke Miller, who makes the catch and is run out of bounds after making the pickup of about 9 yards on that play. Maybe 5 yards. We're in the end zone. I can't see where they are.
Yeah, I tell you what, they have a slew of receivers down there. Coach, you're on about the 19-yard line, Coach.
2nd down and 4. They put it at the 21. Tell you what, Jackson State doesn't seem to have lost a step with all of those players going up to the promised land.
Why did you call it the promised?
Well, that's what they was promised.
So snow.
Here's Irv. Irv breaks out of a tackle and is brought down at the 15. Jackson State inside the Zono Chamber red zone. The Zono Chamber red zone by Zono Technologies disinfects, deodorizes, and sanitizes all forms of equipment.
I tell you what, that doggone Milligan, Coach, he's a tough running back.
He certainly is, Coach. That first down brought to you by Cadillac of Jackson, JSU, at South Carolina State's 16-yard line. Brown in the shotgun. Got Milligan to his right. And he'll hand it off to Milligan. Milligan is brought down. His helmet comes out. No gain on the play for the Tigers.
Yeah, they're running that zone, that power. They're pulling that backside guard, trying to get that play going backside.
Under 2 minutes to go before the half. Jackson State at the South Carolina State 18-yard line. This is the 8th play of this drive that started back at JSU's 12-yard line. Another long drive for Jackson State. And Coach TC calls a timeout.
Timeout, Jackson State.
With a minute 13 to go. We'll take a timeout as well. It's Jackson State. Hush, man. It's Jackson State 14, South Carolina State 0. Back after this on the Tiger Sports Network.
Road offers protection coverage for all of.
And welcome back to the AARP Mississippi broadcast booth. Rob J., Darrell Asbury, bringing you the play-by-play story along with our sideline reporter, Jamie Horton. And let's check in now with Jamie Horton in our Miskelly's Furniture sideline report. Jamie?
Well, Rob, I really think that Coach Taylor wants this touchdown. He's over there talking to the offense right now. I think he really wants to try to put this game away on this drive before the half.
Yeah, he wants to prove to everybody that he can coach, that the team didn't lose anything. You know, you had a reporter from the Clarion Ledger this week saying that Jackson State will lose this game like 35-21 or 10 or something like that. And, you know, he just want to prove that, you know, Jackson State didn't lose anything.
I agree with you, Rob, and I think he has a lot to prove. Not just to everyone else, but I think TC has a lot to prove to the rest of the SWAC, to himself, and about his coaching staff also, that they're for real.
Absolutely, but I don't think he had anything to prove to me, Coach. We knew he could coach.
Exactly.
Yeah, we all knew he could.
I've been knowing TC for over 20 years, and I know what he can do.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. JSU will hand it off to J.D. Martin, and he is dragged down behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Coach, they were trying to set up a reverse, but they're going to have to put the tight end to that backside to stop that backside pressure from coming so fast. They were trying to set a reverse up, but he couldn't give it to the man coming around because the guy was on his back so fast.
3rd down and 18 now for Jackson State from the South Carolina State 24-yard line. You don't want to get pushed out of field goal range. Correct. Down here anyway. Here's Jason Brown back to throw. Throws along the left side. The catch is made at the 15-yard line, but it's going to be shy of the first down. They needed 18.
I'm surprised they didn't review that. Looked like his knee had hit. Hurry up and snap it.
They picked up 10. Needed 18. So it is 4th down and 8. 11 seconds to go. Clock moving. The field goal unit is on. Clock down to 7. Down to 5, down to 4, down to 3, and Jackson State will call a timeout with 3 seconds to go before the half.
Jackson State, this will be a 30-second timeout. That is Jackson State's final timeout of the half.
Tell you what, Coach Taylor did use his timeouts. Very resourceful, Coach.
He did. I was just a little concerned that they were going to review that last play because his knee looked like it had hit the ground.
3 seconds to go before the half. So far, the T.C. Taylor era is off to a good start with 1 half to go.
This is a big, big kick right here, Coach. We need these points.
This will be a 31-yard attempt.
Timeout. South Carolina State. Their first charge timeout of the half.
They're trying to
this will be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
Does that work, icing the kicker, Coach?
I want to say Coach Pugh wants to challenge this thing, Coach. Because he saw the same thing that we saw.
No, he don't want to challenge that. He don't want to challenge that. Pugh want to get to that locker room as fast as he can, Coach. He ain't trying to challenge nothing.
He had a long run, Coach.
3 seconds to go before the half. The Tigers trying to add to their 14-0 lead. This will be a 31-yard attempt.
Oh, man.
From the left hash mark. Grayson Thompson will hold. There's a snap, ball placed down. The kick is up, and it is good. Good by Asa. Hit the upright earlier in the first quarter, but Jackson State extends the lead to 17-0 over South Carolina State. Let's go down on the field now with Jamie Horton and Coach T.C. Taylor.
I'm waiting for Coach Taylor to get over here, Rob.
See if he talks to us, Coach. The last guy wouldn't talk to him.
Yeah, the last guy wouldn't.
I think he's going to talk to us.
Yes, the last guy he wouldn't do it. Especially after the SWAC championship win, he wouldn't do it. He walked off.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell me about your thoughts on the first half.
2 times in the red zone, we didn't get any points. I think we botched a field goal. Well, one time we did get a field goal there. But we got to score touchdowns when we get our opportunities. Also, too, we fumbled the ball. I thought we put our defense in a bad position right there. So we got to do a better job of those things like that. But I think we're fine going into the half.
Speaking of the defense, what you have to say about their play so far in the first half?
They just got to continue. I know they can play good football. I know they're fast. I know they can play physical. We had one opportunity down here to get them off the field, and then we had an issue with a substitution. They had to call a timeout, but they just got to finish. That's what I talked to them about. We knew we would get up on them, but right now let's finish. I'm killing that with a sledgehammer.
All right, well, thanks, Coach. We'll see you in the second half.
Man, it is so refreshing to hear the coach talk on a sideline reporter, man.
Yeah, and I tell you, everything he talked about was what we were going to say up here.
Yeah.
Finish.
He said he's going to kill a gnat with a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
That's kind of your mentality, too.
So what you saying, I rubbed off on him?
Well, y'all come from the same little coaching tree. Killing that with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, Coach, you got to put your foot on the neck.
You got to put a foot on the neck.
Put on the, you got to watch it.
So overall, Coach, impressed?
I am. I'm impressed with the way the defense set the tone early. Let's go back. The special teams on the kickoff.
Yes, sir.
Set the tone early. Defense fouled up with 4 possessions. Didn't get them. They didn't cross the 40-yard line.
Wow.
Came back offensively. We scored. Then we kind of sputtered going into that second half. And then we finally got another touchdown, second quarter. Then we finally got another touchdown. And you end with a field goal. So you're up 17-0. Like he said, offensively, you have to score the football when you're in that red zone.
All right, Coach. At the half, Jackson State shutting out South Carolina State 17-0. We're back with our halftime show after the break on the Tiger Sports Network. 7-0. Jency Riley with a touchdown reception for the Tigers, and Irv Mulligan with a 48-yard touchdown run for JSU. And a 31-yard field goal from Baega as Jackson State leads it. Nice crowd of JSU fans making the trip from Jackson. Some JSU fans here in Atlanta. And, boy, I tell you what, they're looking good, Coach.
They are, Coach. I mean, the fans have not budged. They have not left. And Jackson State, I expect a better second half than the first half. It's time, Coach. And now you'll see what both teams have put all the work in. How will it pay out right now in the second half of football?
Jackson State halfway through the T.C. Taylor era. He's trying to join 7 other Jackson State coaches that made their coaching debut victorious. So can TC do it?
I believe he can, Coach. He understands the thing about finishing. Like he said, going into the locker room, he wants to finish this game out and finish strong. Kill a net with a sledgehammer. He sees that he has them where he wants them. He just wants his team to respond now.
So Rico Powers back awaiting the kick to start the third quarter. He's back along with Isaiah Spencer from Madison Central. Jackson State won the toss and elected to put the defense on the field first, so the Tigers will get it first here in the third quarter. There's a kick. It goes right to Rico Powers. It's a short kick, and Rico picks it up, and he's on the move across the 30. Rico at the 37 before being brought down. A short kick and a good return for Jackson State.
It was, Coach. I mean, nice return. Good physical return as well. Those blockers were getting after each other out there. That lets you know right there the fire is still lit between these two teams.
I tell you what really has lit the fuse for Jackson State, as if they needed any motivation other than the loss here a few years ago, was that they heard that South Carolina State was calling them soft, and they were saying the teams in the SWAC are soft. And that's certainly not the case.
No, it's not the case, Coach.
Because Alabama A&M almost took Shedeur Sanders' head off.
Yeah.
Remember that, Coach?
Yeah. Depleted it.
Yeah, they depleted it, Coach.
Ooh la la.
Jackson State at its own 37-yard line. Short drop. Catch is made by Duke Miller. He's flipped over on his head for a pickup of about 5 yards on that play.
Just ran a quick hitch route to Duke Miller. He has the ability to catch and make big plays after the catch.
Jackson State operating from left to right. That was a gain of 6 yards. Jason Brown, another pass out to the left side this time. The catch is made. He breaks away. He's at the 30, and he is in South Carolina State territory. Rico Brown again on the reception as Jackson State quickly moving down the field and getting closer and closer to the Zono Chamber red zone.
And that's what you have to do. Those short game for this quarterback till he gets in a rhythm. Those guys have the ability to make plays.
Jackson State at the South Carolina State 29-yard line. Another short pass, another catch for the Tigers as they take it inside the 25 to about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, DJ Stevens, if he would have made that block right there, who knows what would have happened.
We talked about Duke Miller, Jackson State's junior receiver from Raleigh, Mississippi, transferred from New Mexico. He really played well in camp and opened eyes. It is 2nd down and 6 now for Jackson State from the South Carolina State 25-yard line. Tigers moving from left to right. Oh, Jason Brown is sacked from behind, and a big loss on the play. Back to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, DeAndre Towns Blue gave that sack up on that left tackle position.
Good. Brown held on to the football, Coach. It is 3rd and 13. Jackson State at the South Carolina State 32-yard line. Tigers leading 17-0. Brown rolls to his left, throws. The catch is made by, is that Tim Stewart?
Yes. No,
that was Isaiah Spencer. Spencer made the catch. He's about 2 yards short of the first down. See these guys offense and defense wearing the same number.
Correct. And I want to tell you, correction on that sack, that was Cameron James who gave that sack up at that left tackle position.
4th and 2, and TC is deciding to go for it here, Coach, from the South Carolina State 21-yard line.
I would as well, Coach. They haven't moved the ball all day on your defense.
So TC, first big decision of his career. Brown takes the snap. Brown rolls, throw. A man wide open. That's DJ Stevens for the touchdown.
Good call, Coach. Good play action. Fake that zone. They've been running that zone all night long. Good play action. DJ slips out the backfield for a touchdown. Both tight ends have scored today.
That touchdown brought to you by Zaxby's. Jamie, what a play for the Tigers.
What a play, and what a play call by Coach Taylor and his staff. The reason why he went for that 4th and 2, guys, was because he had told the team at halftime he wanted a touchdown to open up this third quarter, and that's exactly what they had done.
And when you saw DJ open in the end zone, you knew he was going to make the catch.
I knew it.
The point after is good. Jackson State extends to a 24-0 lead early in the third. We're back after this on the Tiger Sports Network. Brown takes the snap. Brown rolls, throw. A man wide open. That's DJ Stevens for the touchdown.
Good call, Coach.
63-yard drive in 6 plays. Jackson State extends to a 24-0 lead. That drive recap brought to you by Entergy. Coach, Jackson State 24, South Carolina State nothing. Did you expect that? I'm not surprised at all.
I'm not surprised, Coach, because you have to understand the pedigree of their head football coach. I mean, you know, he knows how to motivate those guys and get them going. They're just responding. The consistency offensively, you know, you have to continue to pick up. We came out the first quarter and scored the first possession. Same thing happened this possession here. Now we need to see consistency now, whether it's a touchdown or a field goal.
All right, again, let's go down on the field and check in with Jamie Horton and our Miss Skelly's Furniture sideline report.
Well, guys, I want to let y'all know that during halftime, I was sitting on the bench testing out those fans with the mist, and I would like to say that I highly recommend them. Because it is hot down here, guys, seriously.
It's funny you say that, Jamie. We just purchased 4 of those things, man.
Yes, and I'm telling you right now, they really do work. Me and Lil Willie were sitting right next to each other, and he said, "My day spells great."
Well, you wrong.
Richard Bailey back deep for South Carolina State along with Jordan Smith. That ball
great kick
goes into the end zone for the touchback.
That's the way you start the second half off, Coach.
Hey, Coach, again, we were telling you about this new technology called the Zono Chamber by Zono Technologies. Disinfects, deodorizes, and sanitizes all forms of equipment. You're looking to get that for your team down in Baton Rouge?
Yeah, so we're gonna raise some money up and try to get that thing. But I tell you, Coach, with all this stuff going on, you need that.
Yeah.
You know, you get 2 guys in that locker room catch staph infection, it'll shut the whole team down.
Absolutely. All right, South Carolina State back on offense. First down and 10. Corey Fields remains in at quarterback in the shotgun. He'll hand it off. Some of the South Carolina State fans not happy with that. They want to get back in the ball game.
Yeah. Ethan Smith, number 56 on that play, Coach.
Run, no gain. Actually, a gain of 3 on that play. Second down and 7 to go for South Carolina State. They went 3-8 last year under Coach Buddy Pugh. Quarterback will keep it this time, and that's a bad mistake because he has dropped down maybe for a gain of 1. It's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, Gunther on that tackle. Good job of just breaking down, making a solid fundamental tackle. You don't see that anymore. You got guys that would just want to throw a shoulder.
Under 12 minutes to go here in the third. Rob J. Darrell Asbury bringing you the play-by-play story along with Jamie Horton. Down on the field, Jackson State 24, South Carolina State 0. Fields back in the shotgun on 3rd and 4. Fields throws, man open, makes the catch for the first down at a 40-yard line before being driven out of bounds on the far side.
Just threw a little quick out right there to the right side. He was uncovered. You know, we get those third down stops, and then we come back and let him slip back in that door, Coach.
Making the tackle for the Tigers was Jaheim Hazel out of Beaufort, South Carolina. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 39. Here's a pass down the right sideline, and it is incomplete. Flags come in. Here we go. We take the Richard Schwartz. You make the call. This should be pass interference on Jackson State.
Yeah. That's tough because the ball actually was not a catchable pass. And I don't know if that rule is still in effect. Even if he didn't touch him, he wasn't going to catch it.
Well, it looked like he kind of tackled him before he...
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Hey, while you talking, it looked like he tackled him, man.
I'd rather take that than to get a big ball up.
JB, looked like he tackled him, man, while the ball was in there.
He didn't tackle him, man. Look at that. He didn't.
No, he didn't. I'll take that back. I'm sorry. He didn't tackle.
He just pulled his shirt a little tad.
That's the same thing. All right, it is first down for South Carolina State at the 46 of Jackson State. They'll run it. Short gain on the play. I'll tell you what, one of the question marks coming into this game for Jackson State was that secondary. Have they answered your question, Coach?
Well, you know, Coach, South Carolina State, they really were not being tested tonight. Mm-hmm. South Carolina State are throwing a lot of 6-yard routes, 3-yard routes.
Yeah.
They're more of a run team. Run first, pass second.
Man in motion from right to left. Fields in the shotgun, throws. It is incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
But what I can say, Coach, they are in the position of where they're supposed to be as a secondary. And that speaks volumes because you always see somebody out of line, somebody running down the field wide open.
Offensive line for Jackson State's done a good job for you tonight, Coach?
They have, Coach.
Yeah, I was talking with Evan Henry this morning in the lobby, and he was telling me that, everything that Jackson State has is better than South Carolina State, and JSU doesn't go in cocky. They should win this game handily, and that's what they're doing right now. Here's Fields. Fields in trouble. He gets out of a sack, throws, and it is incomplete.
Coach, they had him.
They had him, Coach.
They had him.
He's slippery, Coach.
Yeah, he did, Coach. That old Pepper came off the edge over there, Coach.
But what it did was cause an incomplete pass, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Will they go for it here, Coach?
No.
9:44.
Now, here's what may happen. Mm-hmm. They have nothing to lose. That Rugsby-style punting. He may pull it down and try to run it, Coach.
Javarian Jenkins, the linebacker for Jackson State, applying the pressure to Fields. That disrupted his pass. Jackson State again in their blue jerseys. White numbers trimmed in red, blue pants with a solid white stripe. There's the punt. JSU with the white helmets and the JSU block logo on the side of the helmets. Good punt. It's going to bounce and mark dead at about the 17-yard line. South Carolina State in their white jerseys, maroon numbers, solid maroon pants, and the white helmets. Will Jason Brown come out here, or would you go to another quarterback, Coach?
No, he needs to finish this game if he can, Coach. Go ahead and finish the game. Consistency. You need to continue to build chemistry and consistency with this offensive unit.
All right, that change of possession brought to you again by Penn Street Investments. We're going to take a break and come back. Jackson State's second possession of the second half after this on the Tigers Sports Network. Lead over South Carolina State JSU football this season, brought to you in part by Chambliss Premier Insurance. They could save you an average of $800 on your auto and home insurance. They do this by comparing your current rate with the rates from all over 20 insurance companies they represent to find you premier coverage with premium savings. Call Chambliss Premier Insurance, 888-576-5296. All right, here we go. Jackson State, first down and 10. Jason Brown swings it out to the left side. The catch is made. First down. Oh, this may be a flag after the play.
Yeah, that should be a flag.
Yeah, but it's not. Isaiah Spencer way out of bounds when he was hit. Oh, no, he was still in bounds, Coach. Another swing pass to the outside. That first down, by the way, was brought to you by Cadillac of Jackson. JSU with another pass. And that is close to a first down. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play.
And they're stretching those guys out, especially those big boys. They're making them have to run inside that defensive front. Now they're starting to work those receivers one-on-one in space.
Under 9 minutes to play here in the third. Jason Brown, the quarterback. 2nd down and 2 to go for the Tigers. Operating from left to right. Brown claps his hands, takes a snap, flips it underneath. And was the catch made? Did he make that catch? Yeah, that's a first down.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a tough hit right there.
Yeah, it was, Coach, because he had that number 97 right in his face.
Wow, why wasn't that roughing the passer?
That's a good question, Coach.
Another first down for Jackson State. This one brought to you by Pizza Hut. Jackson State again on the move, Coach.
And this is what you need to see, consistency, what we talked about, Coach.
Jackson State at its own 46-yard line. Jason Brown, the quarterback. He's in the shotgun. High snap, controlled by Jason. He rolls to his left, throws. Rico Powers makes the catch for a pickup of about, well, that's a first down.
Yeah, first down back there, Coach. Rico, he did a good job of pushing him off, cornerback drop. Quarterback got flushed out of the pocket a little bit there and just kept his eyes downfield.
10-yard pickup again, another screen pass. The catch is made, and he's off to the races. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Jackson State. They continue to pour it on here in the MEAC-SWAC Challenge. That's DJ Stevens again with his second touchdown catch of the game.
Well, I tell you what, Coach.
Or was that DJ?
Hunt.
Was that DJ?
Adrian Hunt.
That's Hunt.
That was Hunt, Coach. That was purity speed right there.
Wow.
Yeah, that was speed there, Coach.
Andre Hunt with the touchdown catch. The sophomore from Palmade, California.
Yeah, but they say Jackson State was soft, Coach.
Yeah, Jackson State pouring it on now, leading 30-0, pending the outcome of the point after, which is up and good.
Watch the speed, Coach, on that replay.
54-yard touchdown pass from Jason Brown to Andre Hunt, and Jackson State extends the lead to 31-0 over the South Carolina State Bulldogs. Last year, the coach said JSU by 40. Didn't happen. This coach didn't say that, and they're almost by 40.
Yeah.
We're back after this. Jackson State pouring it on South Carolina State with a 54-yard touchdown pass from Jason Brown to Andre Hart. It was a 5-play series. It took up only 5 minutes on the clock, and Jackson State extended to a 31-0 lead. That drive recap brought to you by Entergy, Coach. And well, I'll tell you what, Jackson State really putting it on.
Putting it on, Coach. And a little FYI between you and I here, this is what I sent back home.
Well, I don't.
Yeah,
that's
Coach.
Fool with them, Coach. You stirs them up, Coach.
Oh, I'm gonna get them going, Coach.
7:18 to go. Let's check in now with Jamie Horton down on the sideline.
Yeah, guys, it's like that. The score is 0-0. Coach Taylor and his staff are still down here coaching these guys up. He's telling them not to let up. I think he's really trying to prove a point, guys, that Jackson State is here.
Do you keep Jason Brown in the game, Coach?
Keep going, Coach. Keep going. I'll tell you when, Coach.
I asked the wrong one, Jamie.
Keep going, Coach.
I asked the man that want to see how much the scoreboard going to take.
Now, you know
this guy out here with this red shirt. I really want to throw something at him.
Keep going, Coach.
If it was up to him, it'll be 96-0.
Yeah, keep going. Look, he's not even trying to go back there and catch it.
Tell you what, Baega, he's doing a great job of putting those kicks in the end zone.
Yep, he is. Well, the reason I say that, Coach, because you have to remember, these guys hadn't played together. So you really want to, and I know everybody want to say, well, let's put the second team in. No, you keep these ones out here as long as you can. They've been practicing the whole, you summer workouts, the heat leading up to this game and all that heat. They need to continue to gel, Coach. Make your subs wherever you need to make them, but keep most of your starters out there.
Fields remains in at quarterback for South Carolina State here on 1st down and 10 from its own 25-yard line. Fields rolls to his right. It's picked off. Intercepted at the 30-yard line.
Tim Stewart, Coach. And I was just looking at him. He's 5'8", 5'9", 194, Coach. And I was just looking at him out there, and I said, well, you know what? Hasn't been out there, and he gets an interception.
Wow. Tim Stewart with the interception from Hazelhurst, Mississippi, transferred from Troy, and he is excited, Jamie.
He is, and he's gotten a penalty, and the coaching staff is not happy with Tim Stewart right now.
I guess he's this year's Sunday the Tiger.
Yeah. Coach, I just asked that question, saying to myself, I see number 11 just ran out there.
That 15-yard penalty. 1st down, Jackson State.
He's excited, Coach.
1st and 10.
Yeah.
Change of possession brought to you by Penn Street Investments. Tim Stewart, the second. You got on the back of his shirt. Tim Stewart, the second.
Coach Taylor,
is
furious with him, Coach. All right, but what I did see just a minute ago, he jumped him, but he gave him a hug at the same time.
All right, Jackson State with it at its own 44-yard line. Fields remains in at quarterback. Jackson State will run with the football. 9-yard pickup on the play.
That's a new quarterback, Coach. McDonald is in now.
Now, he is dangerous, Coach. They wanted you to compare Zy McDonald with a former Jackson State quarterback, and they compared him to Jimmy Oliver.
He's a bad boy. If he could play a piece like Jimmy Oliver, he's a bad boy, Coach.
He's a 6', 185-pound sophomore out of Ridgeland, Mississippi, transferred in from Louisiana Lafayette. 2nd down and 2 to go for Jackson State from the South Carolina State 36. McDonald runs, ball comes free, and they say he was down.
Yeah.
But he did pick up the 1st down, and the 1st down brought to you by Cadillac of Jackson.
They're bringing him out now, Coach, going back. Let him get in there to get a little taste of it.
That was a face mask they didn't call, Coach. They grabbed Zy's face mask, but they didn't call. They didn't see it.
Keep your foot on the gas. About 2 more touchdowns, then we'll.
Jackson State leading 31-0. They have the ball at South Carolina State's 29-yard line here on 1st and 10. Under 6 to play in the 3rd. Brown throws. The catch is made. JSU clicking on all cylinders. That catch was made by, I have no idea.
Well, I tell you what, Coach.
All the numbers all bunched up.
The numbers all bunched up, Coach.
I don't know who that was. I'm sorry, young man. We got to invest in some irons. Oh, man. Come on. Jackson State with it just shy of the Zono Chamber red zone. 2nd down and 3. Brown fakes the handoff, throws across the middle. The catch was made by Duke Miller. We talked about him in the pregame, Coach. I tell you, he's a tough receiver, Coach.
Yeah, he took a tough blow. He's coming out on this one. They're playing him cover 0 like they're going to bring pressure, but
that's a 1st down for Jackson State.
Once again, my left tackle, they got to get him some help over there, Coach.
It's 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. That 1st down brought to you by Pizza Hut. 5th play of this drive for JSU that started back at the 44. Brown takes a handoff, screen pass, the catches. Oh, he was wide open and he couldn't hang on to it. JD could have walked it.
He could have walked it.
Wow.
And quickly Mulligan is in the game, Coach. Those are the plays that get you what Bobby Bowden say.
3 receivers in the game for Jackson State. Here on 2nd and goal from the 10. And this is going to flag us down. That was a nice catch in the end zone by Rico. Look at it, but it won't count.
Offside. Defense, number 34. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
That's the Richard Schwartz. You make the call. Jackson State accepts the penalty and moves the ball to the 5-yard line.
2nd and goal, Coach.
2nd and goal. JSU at the 5, operating from left to right. 4:32 to go in the 3rd. Jason Brown, the quarterback, in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Got a back standing to Brown's left shoulder. Brown in the shotgun, and he will call a timeout.
Smart. 25-second clock.
Timeout.
Play clock.
Jackson State is their first charge. Timeout of the half.
All right, Jackson State again.
This will be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
JSU inside the Zono chamber. Red zone. Zono Technologies disinfect, deodorizes, and sanitizes all forms of equipment. Don't you just get in the zone, but stay in the zone with Zono Technology. Join the championship team that is now only quick, fast, but also a lasting champion. Forever Zone of Champion. The eco-friendly, chemical-free, sanitizing, disinfecting, odor-removing championship technology for all sports equipment. Now, some NFL players, NFL teams have it, high school teams have it, and we want you to have it. 2nd down and goal for Jackson State from the South Carolina State 5-yard line. Mulligan standing to Brown's left shoulder. And another timeout. Is this on Jackson?
South Carolina State.
Timeout. South Carolina State. That's their first charge, timeout and a half. This will also be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
They could not get lined up with the tight end over there. And Coach Pugh beeline down the sideline.
Wow.
Yeah. They had DJ Stevens in the game again. They were getting ready to motion that receiver over.
Coach Pugh taking his headsets off. Yeah, he's a little upset. This is his last year. He's had a legendary career at South Carolina State. He's a good man.
Yeah, he is, Coach.
All right. 2nd down and goal for Jackson State from the Bulldogs' 5-yard line. Jason Brown, the quarterback. Claps his hands, takes a snap, rolls to his left, throws. It is batted down.
Flag, yeah. So he wrapped his arm all the way around it. And they just sitting there looking at it. That was clearly pass interference.
He was trying to get it to George McCorley, the graduate receiver from San Diego, California. Jamie, what did you see?
I saw the same thing that Coach said, and the crowd saw it too, because they were down here booing, and the referee just looked at him, and McCorley said something to him, but he said no.
3rd and goal now for Jackson State from the 5. Is this 2-down territory, Coach?
Yes, it would be for me, Coach.
I know I asked the wrong one.
Punch it in. Put it in the box. Oh, man.
JSU up 31-0.
Got to love it,
Tigers in the pistol formation. Jason Brown claps his hands as DJ Stevens is in motion. And what they call here?
Delay game. Offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
All right, delay a game. Can they ever get this play going?
They got to get the play called in, and he has to get it called quicker. Quarterback was telling the coach to get it in quicker. The coach saying, I gave it to you. That's why you keep him in, Coach. Working on the chemistry.
Yes, sir.
Trying to teach him, Jamie. He won't let me.
Great coaching staff here at Jackson State as the Tigers are pushed back to the 10-yard line. 3rd down and goal from the South Carolina State 10. Jason Brown, the quarterback, claps his hands, takes the snap, looking, throws in the end zone, is batted away. He was trying to get it to Paul. Trying to get it to Kobe Paul, the freshman out of Cedar Hill, Texas. Now, what do you do here, Coach? Do you go for it or you kick the field goal?
I'm surprised they put that much pressure on the freshman right there when you have a Rico Piles on the field, Coach. Go for the field goal. I'm truly surprised at that one. You got Rico Powers on the field that's been making plays for you.
27-yard field goal attempt from Baeza. Grayson Thompson will hold with 4:21 to go. There's a snap. Ball placed down. The kick is up, and it is good. Jackson State extends to a 34-0 lead over South Carolina State here in the Cricket MEAC-SWAC Challenge. Wow, Coach. We're going to keep it right here.
I tell you, I'm surprised at that, though. You know.
Surprised at what, Coach?
Well, you put that on a freshman, and the route wasn't a very crisp route anyway.
Yeah.
But he's young, Coach. He has time to learn how to run that out route. But you had that Rico Powers. I don't know, Jamie, what you think?
I agree with you, Coach. I mean, you got experience on the field. I would have did that for Rico Powell too. I'm trying to see was DJ even out there doing that play. I probably would look at him also.
Correct.
4:16 to play in the third quarter. Jackson State all over South Carolina State here in this MEAC-SWAC Challenge. Sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Back deep for the Bulldogs is Jordan Smith. But Baeza has been kicking these balls into the end zone for no return and touchbacks the last few kicks. Coming up after the ball game, we'll have our Converge 1 offensive and defensive players of the game. And this kick goes into the end zone for another touchback. 4:16 to play. Jackson State football brought to you in part by Chambliss Premier Insurance. Chambliss Premier Insurance could save you an average of $800 on your auto and home insurance. They do this by comparing your current rate with the rates from over 20 insurance companies they represent to find you premier coverage with premier savings. Call Chambliss Premier Insurance at 888-576-5296 to find out how much they can save you. Make the premier choice. Chambliss Premier Insurance, 888-576-5296. First down for South Carolina State from its own 25-yard line. A new quarterback is in the ball game now for the Bulldogs. This is Andre Washington, after Fields has been ineffective in this ball game. On first down, South Carolina State will run with the football. Nice pickup on the play. 9-yard carry, bringing up second down and 1.
I tell you, Brock Washington came down on the tackle, Coach. Big, tough tackle. I like this running back, Coach. He's very physical, deceptive speed.
Washington in the shotgun for South Carolina State. He'll hand it off. Not much there for the big back, Jawan Howell, as he is brought down. But he did pick up the first down on that carry.
Just ran that inside zone play on him just to get that first down. Just moving the chains, trying to keep the clock running. I don't think they're going to try to throw the football around and get back in this game. I think they're just...
You don't think so, Coach?
Nah. It's like the rocket fight. Better yet, the Errol Spence and who was that Jamie he just fought? Throw the towel in.
Quarterback will run it. He picks up nice.
Yeah, get them starters back in, Coach. Come on, get them starters back in. There you go.
Washington with a nice run. Yeah, one JSU defender just act like he had a flag on and tried to grab his flag.
Yeah,
come on, dude.
That's what I tell you. Keep them starters in there, Coach. You get mad with me when I say that.
Yeah, well, it's 34-0.
No, Coach.
Get the other guys a chance.
0-0, Coach.
You want to keep that 0 on the scoreboard for him. Ooh, that's a big hit.
Pepper, dropping the pepper on him, Coach.
Wow.
Doggone Pepper, physical, Coach.
He certainly is, Coach.
Yeah, I like him.
I like this Peppers guy, too, Coach.
Yeah, that's Pine Bluff, Coach.
Why did we hear from him at Pine Bluff, though?
Well, Coach, he
Second down and 9.
We didn't play him.
Yeah, where's Pine Bluff right now, Coach? Somewhere getting beat.
Again, Pine Bluff. South Carolina State running the football. There's Dyson. No, that's not Dyson. It was Josh Shaw running the ball there for South Carolina State. It is 3rd down and 3 for the Bulldogs from the Jackson State 41-yard line. JSU 34, South Carolina State 0. They'll run it again, and they pick up the first down inside the JSU 35-yard line to about the 34.
Yeah, that was Arrington, Khalil Arrington on the tackle. Man, it seems like he's been there a long time, Coach. Yeah. I looked at his name.
Under a minute to go here in the 3rd. First down and 10 for the Bulldogs from the JSU 35-yard line. They run it again, but actually they throw it. It's almost picked off again, but it falls incomplete.
Great defensive play right there, Coach. And I tell you what,
Kedrain Callaghan almost came away with that interception.
This is the first time they have crossed the 50 without a penalty, Coach.
Looked like we have an injured JSU player, but it looked like you're just slow getting up. 2nd down, 10 to go for the South Carolina State Bulldogs. T.C. Taylor in his Jackson State head coaching debut.
88, Coach. 98.
Andre Washington dragged down
by Martin
on that play.
Holmes County finest, Jamie.
Tyus Martin.
The big HC, Holmes County.
No, Coach. He came from Colorado.
Oh.
No, he transferred from Colorado.
So it wasn't Jeremiah?
It wasn't Jeremiah. It was Tyus Martin. And Martin, again, transferred from Colorado.
Well, so we did, we went to the...
Yeah, he saw what was
NFL
coming.
Trade.
He wanted to come here.
He knew where he was.
Yeah, he knew what was coming.
Yeah, NFL trade.
He knew
that is the end of the 3rd quarter.
All right, that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Jackson State leading 34-0. We're back with the start of the 4th after this on the Tiger Sports Network. Bring you the play-by-play story. Let's take a look at your Wendy's scoreboard update. We don't have any SWAC scores to pass along to you, so I'll give you some NFL scores. The Baltimore Ravens trailing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-20 in the 4th quarter. These are preseason games, so they don't mean really much. The Dallas Cowboys leading the Oakland Raiders 28-16.
Dallas Cowgirls. Who do you say, Cowgirls?
The Denver Broncos shutting out the Los Angeles Rams 17-0. Earlier today, the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Cleveland Browns 33-32.
They ain't played nobody, guys. They played the blind school, Brown.
Yeah, ITT.
I'm just giving score. I didn't make the scores. I'm just giving the score. Who else played today? Let's see. The Saints will play the Texans tomorrow in New Orleans.
Worst versus the worst.
I think the Saints are going to be pretty good, Coach.
The Aints, Coach. Hey. The worst versus the worst tomorrow.
The Steelers shut out the Falcons earlier this week. 24-0.
I heard the word Saints.
The Colts beat the Eagles 27-13. The Detroit Lions beat the Carolina Panthers 26-17. The Tennessee Titans blew out the New England Patriots. Beat the hell out of them 23.
Hey, man.
Hey, Rob.
You emphasize it down here.
Rob, I heard the word Saints.
Well, he was kind of trying to drop it in on the Saints. That's your Wendy's scoreboard update. In this ball game, Jamie, South Carolina State has a total of 112 yards of total offense.
Oh, my.
Jackson State has rolled up 450 yards of offense.
Oh, my.
Yeah, their offense coordinator might wake up to a moving truck in his yard in the morning.
Hey, guys, we did not give our preseason predictions.
We'll start at week 1 next week.
I would have picked Jackson State. I I picked during the week on my weekly radio show, I picked Jackson State to win this game 34-7.
Oh, Rob, okay.
I don't know. I didn't hear it. I wasn't invited to the show then.
It's recorded.
We with his Jackson friends.
It's recorded.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I'll be on that show sometime.
Oh, that's right, Jay. You're on that show, exactly. All right, out of the timeout. South Carolina State throwing the football on 3rd and 9. They did not pick up the first down, so is this 4-down territory, Coach?
For them, it should be Khalil Arrington on the tackle, Coach. And I tell you, they tried to go a screen game to slow that big pass rush down for those Jackson State Tigers.
4th down and 5 to go for South Carolina State. This is the 10th play of this drive for the Bulldogs. It started back at their own 25-yard line. They have it now at the Jackson State 30. Andre Washington, the quarterback in the ball game for South Carolina State. Takes a snap, has time, throwing deep down the field, and this is going to be incomplete. And South Carolina State turns it over on downs. And that change of possession brought to you by Penn Street Investments. Jackson State doing a great job. Jackson State football this season brought to you in part by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Mississippi, Zaxby's, Converge One, Pizza Hut, Moe's Southwest Grill, Wendy's, Cadillac of Jackson, Capital City Beverage, Miskelly's Furniture, AARP Mississippi, Richard Schwartz, Penn Street Investments, C-Spire, McCullum Physical Therapy, Porter's Insurance, Entergy, Team Logic IT, Zono Technologies, Chandler's Premier Insurance, Watkins Auto Sales, Bold and Body Shop, Dynastics, Blue Bengal Athletic Association, the JSU Tiger Fund, and Visit Jackson. On first down, JSU will run the football. Gain of about 2 yards on that play, Coach.
Yeah, J.D. Martin right there, Coach, on a little toss sweep. Getting him out of space.
2nd down and 8 for the Tigers from their own 32-yard line, leading 34-0 in the Cricket MEAC-SWAC Challenge. Here's Jason Brown. Back to throw, going deep. A man is wide open. That's Duke Miller. And it was underthrown and incomplete.
Coach, just throw it, Coach. Just throw it. He was wide open.
Why are you throwing when you're up 34-0, Coach?
0-0, Coach. That's all I see on the board right now, Coach. He was wide open, Coach. That was the one you let it rip, Coach.
Yeah, he was wide open, Coach.
That's the one you let it rip on, Coach.
What do you want?
I don't know.
3rd down and 8.
Green pants or something. I don't know.
Brown draws him offside. He has a free play.
Here it is.
Throws deep down the field. It's almost intercepted, but incomplete. Flags are down. As we take a listen to the Richard Schwartz, you make the call.
On that particular one, Coach, work backside because you got one-on-one back there. You got 2 receivers in the same area.
Offside. Defense. Number 88. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Local time, 10:11 here in Atlanta.
That's my bedtime.
Well, it's actually 9 o'clock in your time. It's not past your bedtime yet. All right, 3rd down and 3 now for Jackson State. From his own 37, Brown fires across the middle. The catch is made.
First down.
As Isaiah Spencer having a good game tonight.
He is,
JSU.
Coach. He's been very consistent.
Yes, sir. And he's just a freshman. We got him 3 more years after this, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. And Rico Powers has been consistent as well.
Absolutely. Jackson State now nearing midfield. 12:54 to go. A lot of time left. Tigers leading 34-0. Trying to add to the lead.
Delay a game if they don't snap it. They got it off.
Brown hands it off. J.D. Martin knocking over defenders and picks up a first down on an 11-yard gain. Wow.
Yeah, that was a great, tough run, Coach.
He's in South Carolina State territory. And I'll tell you why Jackson State is wanting to score, because they called JSU soft.
Shouldn't have did that, Coach.
No, they should have done that, Coach. Yeah, I will pour it on, too. Pour it on, TC.
Pour it on.
Yeah, pour it on him, TC.
What you think, Jamie?
He taking pictures of Pete did.
What you think, Jamie?
Jamie, he's looking at you, Jamie.
We see what you're
that way, Jamie. He's being disruptive. You see that you're busy, maybe preparing for an interview.
And you see that I didn't look back up at him. I know what he's trying to do.
It is first down and 10 for Jackson State from the South Carolina State 37-yard line. It's been a complete.
Why are they not letting Jackson State snap the ball, Coach?
They're about to do it now, Coach. J.D. Martin in the backfield with Brown. Brown claps his hands. And what are he doing? Make the handoff.
Yeah, but see, that's how you get yourself hurt. Run the play that the coach called. Try not to do nothing fancy. You don't want to make mental mistakes right here.
Looks like he was trying to fake the handoff. And
Coach, he's not going to run, Coach. He is just like Shadua was his first year. Remember, he wouldn't run the ball.
No, he sure wasn't, Coach.
No, Coach.
Second down and 16 to go for Jackson State. Ball at the South Carolina State 43-yard line. Tigers leading 34-0. Trying to pitch a shutout. Brown back to throw. Throwing down the right sideline, and it is incomplete.
Got a pass interference call. They pushed him out of bounds, Coach.
Back defending for South Carolina State. That is Jayon Allen. Here's a Richard Schwartz. You make the call.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 16. Penalty will be enforced at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Allen, the freshman defensive back from Bluffton, South Carolina. South Carolina State last year finished 3-8. And Coach Buddy Pugh said after this year, he's going to call it quits.
I tell you what I like, Coach, that offensive line. Last year they were a little passive and all that kind of stuff, but they've really found a new identity. They're being very physical up front. They're not backing down at all.
Yes, sir. JSU at the South Carolina State 27-yard line with 11:20 to play. Wind gust right now. They'll hand it off to Mulligan. Mulligan powering his way inside the 20 to about the 18, and he's in the Zono Chamber red zone.
Yeah, I like this kid, Coach. I like him. He's really put together, too.
Absolutely, Coach.
5'10", 205. That's what you need right there.
It's going to bring up second down and 2 for Jackson State from the South Carolina State 19-yard line. JSU trying to put the nail in the coffin. It's already in there. They just will put another nail in there.
Yeah, do the speed limit.
Here's Brown, handed it off to Mulligan. Mulligan, another nice run, and he is brought down inside the 15, down to about the 13.
Just running that inside zone, Coach, and he's patient, but when that hole opens up, he puts his foot in the ground and get through there.
10th play of the drive for Jackson State. Tigers leading 34-0. Did South Carolina State band leave?
No, well, they over there, Coach.
They taking them now?
Yeah, Sandman got him.
Sandman got him, Coach. Jackson State at the Bulldogs 14-yard line. First down and 10 to go. Jason Brown back in the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Mulligan again, and he is stopped for no gain on that play. Clock continues to run. 11th play of the drive coming up, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. You got to take a shot. You can't come down here empty-handed, Coach. I know Coach, is retiring after this, but you still need to finish. You're working on your craft right now.
Offensive line doing a great job tonight for Jackson State. I was talking with Evan Henry this morning, and he was telling me that he is so He was so much anticipating this game because he knew what kind of team this Jackson State football team is. So it is 2nd down and 9. Jackson State can pick up the first down at the 4-yard line. They give it to Mulligan again. Mulligan powering his way again straight ahead, and he is brought down, bringing up 3rd down and about 5 for the Tigers.
Just running that straight zone to the left, Coach.
12th play of the drive for Jackson State at the Bulldogs' 9-yard line. JSU running towards the end zone away from us. We are situated in the end zone on the other end. Who calls the game from the end zone, man? They need to fix this. Man in motion from right to left. Here's Jason Brown. His cadence catches them offside all the time. He had a free play, and this should be another offside. It was Richard Schwartz who make the call.
Yeah, it's offside on that one, Coach. Yeah, the Jackson State crowd still here, Coach. South Carolina State thinning out.
Yeah, they kind of thinning out there, Coach.
Yeah, looking kind of bleak over there.
Yeah, it's bleak there. They're starting. I think they left sooner than that, Coach.
They may have left at halftime.
What's taking the referee so long to say it was offside, man? Pick up the flag and come on. It's 8:25. Local time here is 10:19. Come on, man.
Yeah, I know you ready to go to bed. I know one man on our crew ready to go to sleep.
Who's that, Coach?
Andrew Quinn.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty.
Well,
Result to the first down.
That would be a first down, absolutely.
Mr. Earthquake.
This is the 13th play of the drive, and Jackson State now.
Correction. We are short. 3rd down.
If it was 3rd and 5, and they got 5-yard penalty, how is it not first down, man?
Coach, the math.
5 minus 5 is 0.
The math ain't math.
So you never know what.
Jackson State hands it off as they try to go up the middle. And did he fumble?
No, he's down, Coach.
He was down?
He's
South Carolina State is saying that they have the football.
Yeah, referee from their sideline called him down.
I don't know how, if it was 3rd and 5 and they were offside and an offside penalty is 5 yards, how is that not a first down, man?
Well,
5 minus 5 is 0.
And it all depends on what school did he go to. They taught him the math, Coach.
Oh, yeah, he was
math
good.
ain't math.
He was good at that. This is the 14th drive. This is the 14th play of this drive for Jackson State. Tigers leading 34-0 under 8 minutes to play here in the Cricket MEAC-SWAC Challenge. This is the kickoff to the 2023 season. Jason Brown in the shotgun for Jackson State. Throws the timing pattern in the end zone. The catch is made, but they're going to say he was out of bounds.
We have a better view looking at the Jumbotron than where we're sitting now, Coach. They just went with a fade route. I come back and beat him on the slant.
Yeah, he led him a little bit too late. He didn't catch it. No, he dropped it. Second down and 3. If it was 2nd down and 3, I'm going to leave that alone. All right, Jackson State from South Carolina State's 3-yard line. They'll run it. And they do not get in. Bringing up 3rd down and goal. Oh, South Carolina State band, they're making a little noise, Coach.
I thought they must have woke up, Coach.
16th play of the drive. Under 7 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. I want to thank everybody for listening to the Tiger Sports Network all across the country. Equil Johnson in the backfield. Here on 3rd and goal. Jason throws to DJ Stevens in the end zone. It's incomplete. It's going to be 4th down. What do you do here, Coach?
If he wants to score, he better go ahead and kick the field goal, because right now they've got a flag on the field, Coach. They're just stalling offensively.
Here's Richard Schwartz. You make the call. Got an injured player down on the field as well. This is for South Carolina State.
Yeah, like he's cramping up.
But the flag is down.
Personal foul, number 68. 15-yard penalty, still third down.
Wow, we're going to push Jackson State back.
And offensively, with this type of offense, Coach, you may be better being pushed back a little bit, give you a little bit more room to operate.
Coach, did you realize Jackson State had a player named Success Chikizi? His first name is Success.
No, I did not.
Yeah. All right, we got a timeout on the field, and we'll take a timeout with 6:35 to go. Jackson State in complete control, leading 34-0.
Visit cspire.com/fiber for details.
And welcome back to the AARP Mississippi broadcast booth. Rob J., Darrell Asbury, Sam Brown, Andrew Quinn, Jamie Horton down on the field, Tracy James, and Ed Bishop makes up our crew. We have a tremendous crew, man, and I really appreciate you guys. I really, really do, because we all work together. There are some folk in this group, not in our group, but in this whole plan that won't work with you. And I'm not going to call the photographer's name down there.
You talking about the guy that's on the plane with you?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're supposed to work. Let me stop, because I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, just be a professional, Mr. Rob J.
Yes, sir. I thought all that was gone. When you can't come in the locker room, you can't do. I thought all that was gone.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll get it worked out, though, Coach.
Okay.
We'll get it worked out.
All right. Here's Baeza on the attempt field goal here. 38 yards out. There's a snap. Ball placed down. The kick is up. It is long enough, and it is good. He is 3 out of 4 tonight as Jackson State extends to a 37-0 lead over South Carolina State.
Yeah, I just wish we could get the speed limit. But, you know, now you just go ahead and run the clock out.
What's the speed limit, Coach?
55.
All right, 6. Ooh, South Carolina State fans. Jackson State fans starting to try to beat the traffic too, Coach. Next week, FAMU, Coach.
Yeah, that's going to be a good message to send out today, though, Coach. You know, and South Carolina State was picked third in the conference in the MEAC. So I thought Jackson State is sending out a strong message tonight. Defensively, they sent out a heck of a message. Offensively, they came back the second half, produced some points. You know, I'm impressed.
What does this say for T.C. Taylor, Coach, in his coaching debut?
Well, one thing, it shows that he's allowing his coaches to coach. Most young coaches, first year out the hat, you know, they try to just have their hands in on it, but from the outside looking in, he's allowing his guys to work. Of course, he's making decisions as the head coach. He has that right to. But very, very impressed with what's going on tonight. And here's the other key. And I know Jamie saw this as well. I did not see not one discipline issue other than the 15-yard penalty that they had with the young man with the end zone. You know, that's correctable. You know, he didn't play at all. Made a big interception. He got overexcited. But as far as discipline, where a guy running off the field, throwing a helmet, and you didn't see that. You saw some of that last year. But the way they fixed this team back up, they got some transfers, but didn't get an overload of transfers, because transfers bring back, Coach.
Yes, sir.
Hands down, I love transfers, but they bring back.
Yeah.
You have to be very selective. And from what I saw tonight, no discipline issues. I thought Coach Taylor and his staff did a great job of being selective with those guys they brought in.
Coach Taylor following in the footsteps of Tigers head coaches who won their first game in their coaching career. That includes W.C. Gordon, who won over Tennessee State 16-12 back in 1976. James Big Daddy Carson won in his head coaching debut 30-0 over Tuskegee back in 1992. Robert Judge Hughes, he defeated Howard in his coaching debut back in 1999, 35-21. Rick Kamaje, he defeated Paul Quinn in 2006, 44-20 in his head coaching debut. Harold Jackson beat FAMU, Coach. Wow. In 2014, 22-17. That was a Hail Mary that won that game for Coach Harold Jackson. John Hendrick defeated Prairie View in 2018, 34-28. And the coach last year beat Edward Waters in his coaching debut, 53-0. Edward Waters. And then he went to the promised land.
Coach, this kid just caught the fair catch on the 12. What yard line is that?
But I think they move it up to the 35, to 25, don't they?
Okay. Yeah. Sandman is that drift of sand from the band over there is coming his way.
Well, that is because you sat there and see the Sandman don't really come until you eat up a lot of stuff. You ate up some barbecue chicken, and it really wasn't your food. It was ESPN's food that you went in there and got. You ate some barbecue chicken.
Well, he looked like he worked for ESPN.
Macaroni and cheese, some green beans,
mashed potatoes,
and then some of their tea. They actually had 2 cups of their tea.
3.
Listen to him down there. Three. And then, after that digested, he went back and got some ham and chicken and bacon. Now, first of all,
I tell you, boy, if you're going to have these people thinking I'm fat.
No, I'm not saying you're fat at all, Coach. I'm just saying you're greedy. You're a glutton. And you're a glutton. And
it's free.
You just can't pass by some food and just let it sit there.
So you saying my wife has to really be cooking at the house, huh?
Yeah, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Because and that food was not the press box food. It was ESPN's food.
Well, they thought I was part of ESPN the way I was looking.
Okay.
You know,
so are you still hungry now?
Not really.
Okay.
Not till he get downstairs and see that barbecue man.
Yeah, we got another plate we got to pick up.
Are you serious? I know you're playing.
No, he's not playing.
Remember the guy said he was going to feed us.
I don't want, I'm full, Coach. Coach, I'm not going to eat anything else until tomorrow.
But Rob, you have 9 cookies in your plate.
I do.
What are you talking about?
But I'm not going to eat
9 cookies.
How many you got, Coach?
9, Coach.
I sure do, Coach.
And brought him 4.
And some Cheetos.
I gave him 3. Look, I got one dang. Look, James. Look up. Got one dangling in his face right here.
Wow. That's wrong, Coach. That's wrong.
Man.
Okay, I'm going to leave you alone.
See, here's the thing.
I'm going to leave you alone.
You indulge in all your sweets.
Yes, sir.
I eat my food.
But see, you don't see me eating the cookies. I'm going to save them till tomorrow. You don't save nothing. You don't
I
save.
guarantee you the cookies don't make it home.
You don't think so?
No, sir. Especially when you get on that plane.
Rob, so when you get on the plane, you're not going to eat not one cookie?
No, he's going to eat
perhaps.
Coach, he's going to eat some before he get on the plane. Because, you know, when he get to talking, and he get to talking noise,
no,
he get home.
What I'm going to do, I want to find the guy who told us we can't come into Jackson State locker room. That's what I'm going to do first before I eat anything. Because I'm not hungry. My hunger is for him. Hey. All that's gone, man. All that is gone. They left. And then here you come telling us we can't go into Jackson State locker room. So I'm getting mad thinking about it.
You remember my first day on the job, and that guy mushed you?
Oh, yeah.
Shooed you, rather.
Oh, yeah.
And I told you.
You did.
I told you, hey, man, don't get me fired on the first day.
I know you did. But we're all a team now.
Yes,
all of those people are gone, man. Yeah. You can't tell us not to go in the JSU locker room.
Well, just tell him he can't come in here when he come up. So you do that.
South Carolina State just ran their zone. They're just going to try to run this clock out. Jackson State on the tackle. A slew of defensive linemen.
Both teams with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah. True Thomas on that tackle.
Let me give me some water. Give me some ice water.
Jamie, you see I had to take the lead, start talking proper, huh?
Give me some ice water.
I heard that.
Brown put a jump in to take the lead.
This guy got me hot, man. All right. Go ahead, Coach.
South Carolina State on another zone left. I can't stop laughing.
I got my blood.
I'm on Brown. It's me and you, Brown. I tell you, man, it's been a long game. That first quarter felt like almost an hour.
But Brown. Go ahead, Brown.
Come on, Brown.
Go ahead, Brown. He got me mad, man.
Helmet off.
They ran that zone read. Quarterback pulled it at that time. Yeah, I need to get a church.
Alan Walker, coach.
I need to get a church fan up here, Jamie.
Alex Smith
up here now. Yeah, Alex Smith on the tackle. Ethan Smith, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what, Alan Walker, he told me he's the only Jackson State player. He's the first JSU player to wear number 0. So that's kind of unique to see.
I tell you, the quarterback change has been made with South Carolina State.
They have Corey Fields back in the game.
Yeah, the other one said, man, I don't want this no more. Get me out of here, man. They hitting too hard.
Speaking of, he got blasted right there. But he did pick up the first down. 3:50 left to play. Coach, I guess we can talk about our Converge 1 offensive and defensive players of the game, since this game is now completely out of hand.
Yeah.
When you look at the, I'll let you guys vote on you want to go with offense or defense first?
We go offense.
Offensive player of the game, who you like, Coach?
I tell you, a young freshman did a good job.
My vote is for Milligan.
Milligan, yeah, you got Spencer and Milligan. I mean, those two guys. Milligan came in and set the tone. So I want to go with Milligan.
Jamie?
2.
You got Milligan?
Yes.
He don't know.
So Irv Milligan?
If Brown turned my mic on, I can talk.
Irv Milligan, a 5'10", 205-pound freshman from Beaufort, South Carolina. He is our Converge 1 offensive player of the game. Hopefully we can get a word with Irv, and he won't do us like one of the other guys did last year.
Talk about the guy that left?
Yeah, the guy that left.
Yeah.
Who was the big 5-star defensive back. But anyway, anybody? Okay, let's look at our defensive player of the. I'm sorry. Our defensive player of the game, Coach.
I like Peppers, Coach. He's all over the field.
You like Peppers?
Yeah, Peppers.
Isaac Peppers. Yeah. I agree with you on that.
Peppers is all over the field.
I agree also.
All right, unanimous. Isaac Peppers is our defensive player of the game. Isaac Peppers, a 6', 215-pound graduate linebacker from Greenville, Mississippi. He transferred from Arkansas Pine Bluff. So Peppers and Mulligan, our Converge 1 offensive and defensive players of the game. And not saying that, I did like Jason Brown. He did a good job. Yeah. Like you said, Mulligan set the tone.
He set the tone.
He's a hard runner, too.
And Brown is going to have to, he did a good job tonight of managing the game, Coach. But he had playmakers around him that really. And the reason I say that because they threw a lot of short balls and they converted those short routes. He didn't really stretch the field vertically. Mm-hmm. The skilled guys took advantage of, what God has blessed them with, that athletic ability.
South Carolina State now at the Jackson State 23-yard line with 1:50 to go. They're trying to avoid the shutout as they got Fields back in the game. And they run it for no gain. Why would they put Fields back in the game, Coach? They don't want to get shut out?
I tell you, the other kid said, Coach, I don't want none of this no more. Jeremiah
Williams made a case to be the defensive player of the game, too, Coach.
He did.
Yeah. But 1:29 to go. Ooh, Jeremiah Williams, he brought him down like they do at the cattle rustling.
Yeah, that's a big old boy, too.
That's a big old boy, Coach. All right, it is 1st down and 10 with 1:17 to go. I guess the drama here is, will South Carolina State score? They have it at Jackson State's 23-yard line. Fields in the shotgun. Fields takes a snap, rolls to his right, throws across his body. The catch is made at the 9-yard line of Jackson State with under a minute to go. Will the Bulldogs score? I said it was going to be 35-7. So if they get a touchdown here, I hope it was exactly right, Coach.
They're not
Why you up there talking?
They're not going to score, Coach.
All right, here we go. First down and goal.
Yeah, they got this timeout, Coach. Too many people on the field.
Flag is down.
Before the foul, for too many minute players on the field on Jackson State, we have a timeout. Jackson State, this will be a 30-second timeout. 30 seconds.
38 seconds left to play. 38 seconds, Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
Nice crowd. This was a sellout.
Correction, this will be a media timeout.
The executive director was very happy with what he saw in this sellout here at this game this year. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. The shutout, or is it?
Well, it would be very important, Coach. When I say you're sending a real message out defensively, you know, those guys bigger than them calling them soft, Coach. It's just showing that, hey, you know, defensively, we came to play. Everybody wants to talk about last year's defense, but the last year coaching staff, but these guys are fast. They run to the ball. You know, next week in the secondary, they're going to be challenged.
Yeah.
You know, FAMU's going to throw the football around.
I can't get over the writer for Clarion Ledger said Jackson State was going to lose this game.
He don't know no better, Coach.
No, they don't know. T.C. Taylor said they don't know.
They don't know no better. That's why they writers, Coach.
Yeah.
And he probably never put a pair of cleats on
in his life. First down. Goal to goal for South Carolina State from the JSU 8-yard line. Jackson State leading 37-0. Trying to preserve this shutout. This is the only drama left in this game. Fields in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Fields. He fights out of it. He runs, and he will be dropped. Oh, did he score?
No, sir.
He dove
knee down
and hit the pylon.
Yeah, he didn't get in. Knees down on the 2.
But we got a flag down back at the 15.
Holding probably.
Oh, he dove for the pylon.
Yeah, back him up, Coach.
Here's the Richard Schwartz. You make the call.
Holding. Offense. Number 32. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
That may preserve the shutout with only 28 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Wow. Jackson State couldn't beat this team in the Celebration Bowl, but they are blowing them out here tonight.
Yeah, but it's proven, Coach. I mean, they demoted coach from offensive coordinator, and now he became the head coach and in the offensive room, and they win.
Yes, sir. First down and goal. Now back at the 18 for South Carolina State, trailing 37-0. 28 seconds left. Can the Tigers preserve the shutout? Fields throws towards the end zone. It's caught for the touchdown.
Golly, Coach. Dang it.
Caught for the touchdown.
Oh, man.
Wow, Jamie. Couldn't preserve the shutout.
It went right through the defender's hand at that, number 7. It went right through his hand, and it was a great catch by number 5 for South Carolina State. But I'm like, Coach, darn it.
Yeah, darn it.
Wow, South Carolina State with the touchdown. Making it 37-6 pending the outcome of this point after.
But let me say this, that touchdown is no reflection of Jackson State's defense tonight.
No, sir.
No reflection, Coach.
Point after is good, and Jackson State will win this game 37-7. So Jackson State very successful in the coaching debut of T.C. Taylor. He just got dunked with the ice water, Coach.
Yeah, they got him, Coach.
I'm happy for T.C., man. He's going through a lot. He was named the interim head coach for a while. Now he's the permanent head coach. Happy for him, man. I covered him when he was a quarterback, when he was a wide receiver, and now he's a head coach. It's gone full circle.
It has, Coach. I remember that day clearly when we broke that record, all-time reception record, and threw him a little quick out route. when he tied it up, we went about 2 plays. He looked over to the sideline at me. He raised his hand like, really, Coach? This is what you gonna do?
Now, Coach, do they give them that trophy? What is Lil Willie? Is that Lil Willie congratulating?
Yes, sir.
How was he even down there? Anyway, do they give them that trophy, or is that just
no, they get the trophy.
You get the trophy, you got to bring it back on the plane tonight?
Yeah, they should.
Wow, I'm so happy for Coach Taylor, man. I really am. And Big O.
Yes.
I'm happy for both those guys, man.
They went through it, Coach.
They went through it, Coach. They went
through it, man.
All right, a squib kick. And JSU will fall on it with 21 seconds left in this ball game. Jamie, your overall thoughts on this game?
Great game by the defense. Great game by all 3 units, offense, defense, and special teams. But I was really impressed by this defense. And I'm like, Coach, you can't. That last touchdown was not indicative of the way the defense dominated this game today.
Coach being congratulated by Big O. Glad for those guys, man.
Yeah.
Ashley Robinson congratulating them.
Look back at Jackson State, Coach. What was that, the soccer team?
Well, that was when he was named the head coach by Coach Prime, saying that he should be the head coach. But there was another motive for that. He wasn't.
Crowd is cheering TC.
Wow. This is fantastic,
yeah, Coach.
He's got the fan support, man.
Yeah, he does.
Rob, we will have the trophy presentation first, and then we'll have the interview with Coach Taylor.
All right. Fans chanting TC, TC.
Yeah.
All he needed was a chance.
That's it.
All he needed was a chance, and Coach T.C. Taylor wins in his coaching debut 37-7 over South Carolina State. Well, I almost hit that on the head. I said 35-7, Coach. Why
you almost got it right, boy. They don't know nothing about you.
They don't know nothing about me, Coach.
Rob J.
Your thoughts on the way Brown played?
Coach, I thought Brown managed the game well. He's going to continue to, get better and get better. I mean, the weapons around him, the offensive coordinator put him in position to use those weapons. Athletically, he's a pocket quarterback. He's not that guy that can run around and make plays. So having said that, O-line, it puts a lot of pressure on him. You're going to really have to protect those guys,
And what I'm so pleased about is everybody gave up on Jackson State. It's it. Your leading quarterback is gone.
Yeah.
All your receivers are gone. All your secondary is gone. Your leading running back is gone. But Coach TC did a great job of recruiting, and this is the result, 37-7.
Well, what people forgot, Jackson State went through a slump.
Rob.
Yes, sir.
I have Coach Taylor. He's ready for his interview.
Go ahead, Jane.
Coach, congratulations on your first victory. What are your thoughts on the game?
Hey, I mean, first of many. I mean, to come out here tonight, and, the way we've been working, it means a lot to get this one right here in front of so many fans that came over and made the trip to Atlanta. These players, man, I can't say enough about the football team. And these coaches, the trainers, equipment staff, man, I mean, we've been grinding. And they came out and played the game the right way tonight.
Tell us about the play of your offense and defense. The whole team collective. I think that everybody did. We put a complete game plan together. Let's talk about the game plans you guys had.
I thought we moved around great defensively. We played a lot of bodies over there. We've been saying we got a lot of guys over there can play the game, and they showed it today. We wanted to create turnovers. We got that done tonight. And our offense, man, we played at a high tempo. I just wish we could finish a little cleaner, but we were up and down the field. We know we got good players here, good offensive unit, and also shout out to the special teams. G-Baby. He kicked the snot out of the ball tonight, man. So these dudes been sticking together, and it's been like that all summer, man. They took it in the training camp.
Well, we're happy for you, Coach. Congratulations. We'll see you next week in Miami.
Man, hey, that's going to be the big one next week. Let's keep going, man. And guard the yard.
All right, thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Coach Taylor, man. We really appreciate the interview. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, that was a good job, Jamie, of not letting a certain person down there pull him away. We saw him trying to pull him, Jamie, but good job. Way to stand your ground. Way to guard the sports media crew, Jamie.
Absolutely, and I want to commend Coach for allowing us access to Jackson State football that we haven't had in a while. All right, Coach. Next week we head to, where are we going? Miami, Florida? Miami-Dade, Florida?
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach. Great job as always.
Thank you, buddy. We'll be a whole lot sharper next week.
Yes, sir.
We get better every week.
All right. Be safe on the way back, Coach.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Jackson State football has been a presentation of Jackson State University. Executive producers Ashley Robinson, the Vice President and Director of Athletics, and Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony, Interim President of Jackson State University. Our Technical Director has been Andrew Quinn, and Lance Fuller. Director of Advertising, Edward Bishop. For Jackson State President, Dr. Elaine Hayes Anthony, I'm Rob J., along with Darrell Asbury, Sam Brown, Andrew Quinn, and Tracy James, saying so long from Atlanta, Georgia. Again, the final score, Jackson State 37, South Carolina State 7. Join us back again next Saturday, actually Sunday, when the Tigers face Florida A&M in the Orange Blossom Classic. Until then, so long, everybody.